All right, welcome back to Kelly Automotive Park. We got a little Sunday afternoon baseball for you here today. The Blue Sox, the Prospect League East Division leading Blue Sox, will host the West Virginia Miners to close out this two-game set, and they're coming off a nice game last night, a 5-1 victory. I'm Jaron Steele, joined this afternoon by two men. One, Spencer Kale, and then Joel Norman down there. Joel, great performance last night all around. They got their run with 2 outs in the ninth. The Miners and the Blue Sox really were in control for the most part.
Yeah, really, you look back at it, it was a gutsy outing all around from James Meeker. Maybe not his best stuff, but it was enough, and he shut down the Miners over 6 innings, a little past 100 pitches. It was really a fantastic outing from him given the situation. Only the second start of the year for Meeker, and, just enough offensively, and that was the difference, and the Blue Sox just continue to keep rolling, guys.
Yeah, they come in 33-21 on the summer. Butler 4 games up on Champion City. West Virginia currently in 3rd place, sitting at 26-24. Chillicothe and Champion City are playing right now at the same time. So we'll get to check that game out today while this one's going on. We'll give you the lineup for West Virginia. Leading off will be number 21, Eddie Gonzalez, followed by the DH, number 23, Justin Mitchell. Then it'll be number 6, Dan Ward. The cleanup hitter will be number 7, Austin Norman. John Hagan will bat 5th and wear number 22. Ivan Acuna will bat 6th and wear number 8. Then it'll be number 2, Colby Johnson, number 10, Cole Fowler, and number 12, Cody Calloway to finish out the order. And they're going to go up against Paven Parks, who has had a fine summer on the mound since he's started to get more and more chances to pitch here.
Yeah, this will be the 3rd start of the season for Parks. 3-1 record, 2.67 ERA, 9th appearance. 30 1/3 innings pitched, 17 strikeouts, 9 walks, 27 hits.
Ground ball base hit out into right field. Gonzalez leads it off with a single. First pitch today was at 4:06. It's a gorgeous day here. Partly cloudy. Couldn't ask for a better day for some baseball. Decent crowd on hand. I believe in this 4-game homestand we're going to set a record for most fans during a homestand.
Pretty close, if I'm not mistaken. We're pretty close, and it's exciting to see, a sunny day at the ballpark.
Now Justin Mitchell, another left-handed hitter against Parks to start it off, is at the plate. First pitch fastball in there for a strike. Home plate umpire today is Chris Bono, and Mark Schmidt is on the bases. Defensively for the Blue Sox, Webb behind the plate, Ferguson at first, Magalone at second, Gulikowski at third, Kirkpatrick at short, Murphy in left, Merconja center, and Scott in right. Throw over. Back safely. Got a little good mojo with these blue uniforms last night, so we give them another shot here.
Yeah, might as well. Another big win opportunity here against the Miners for that elusive playoff berth that we haven't been able to capture in the last few years.
Yeah, the win today would bring our magic number to making the playoffs to just 1.
Yeah, still a lot of work though to do, even today and with that potential 1.
Curveball inside.
Nice day though. Looks like we're not getting any rain, unlike we had a few nights ago.
Yeah.
Boy, yeah, that was Friday night. That was a fun one, wasn't that?
I was up here, and I went down to do a little Zor ball, and
changed up the mojo.
None of us came back. Yeah.
Called strike. And then you came back up, and you had a bunch of water running down your face.
Man, yeah, it's like I was taking a shower down there. It was out of control. But, just another memory from the Prospect League.
Another 0-2 offering. Here it is. Good curveball. Just dipped low. That's where you want that thing to fall, though, right through the zone.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more breaking balls from Parks than we saw from really any pitcher yesterday. We talked a lot about how Meeker was going strong fastball, but Parks, a lot of off-speed stuff so far.
Another throw over here.
It's good to see Ferguson back in the lineup. He had the last 2 nights off, so
yeah.
He's probably itching to get back on the home run trail.
Yesterday he took the day off because they were facing that Austin Cherry, a left-hander. He hadn't had much success against him this year, so went with percentages, played Meeker, it was Webb at first base. Mm-hmm. Meeker was on the hill.
And it really worked off, though. There were only 2 lefties in that lineup yesterday, and we saw what the Blue Sox did just jumping out in that first inning. You think a week before, Sherry shuts out the Blue Sox, and then they're on the board immediately in the first.
3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Mitchell doesn't like it. He dropped his bat as if he was going to go to first base, but he's going to have to pick it up and head back to the dugout.
Big strikeout there because you don't want to get first and second, have a potential big early inning to start things off here. So that was definitely good to get the strikeout there.
Miners did not go with their camos today. They go with their green uniforms. Here's Dan Ward. Reached base 4 times last night. 2 walks, 2 singles. Parks checks the runner at first. And then comes in with a fastball that misses inside.
We've talked about in depth before, though, how much damage Dan Ward can really do to the Blue Sox here. 7 extra base hits against them. Only 1 time he was out yesterday against them. So, big guy, they've got to get out.
Ball hit the right field. Calvin Scott drifting over a little bit towards the line, still drifting over, makes the catch for the second out. Sounded pretty good off the bat, but not enough power opposite field.
Center fielder number 7.
Yeah, wrong part of the ballpark there, too. It's tough to, we talked about this before. A lot of other ballparks, that might be out of here, but when you're talking about 325 down that right field line, that's going to be tough to poke one of the opposite field out of here.
Well, 2 away for Norman. He had a night to forget last night.
Yeah, we saw that frustration. We broke his bat. He stranded 8 men in that 0-for-4 game, 2 strikeouts as well.
Let's hope that rough stretch continues for him.
Here's the pitch. It's low.
It's just surprising to see him struggling because this is a guy who, he coming into yesterday's game had a .383 average against the Blue Sox this season, was 5th in the Prospect League in batting average.
That's baseball, though. You can have such an off night one night, but yet the numbers are still so great. So
Exactly.
you'd think he'd get out of it, but hopefully he can wait one more night.
Yeah, he's definitely hungry though today after that.
Theory would be that it's going to be hard to keep him down 2
Right.
days in a row.
Exactly.
Right. Yep.
Called strike here, 2-1.
Kind of like the blue jerseys at home here. Definitely.
We were saying that yesterday too.
Yeah.
It's a real clean look, isn't it?
Yeah.
The white hat too.
Nice fastball from Parks, evens the count.
Yeah, I think the white hat really kind of tops off the whole uniform because, you kind of get the offsetting with the blue and the white, and then you just get a little bit more white, like the cherry on top, if you will.
It's
Without the red.
Yeah. Ball pop foul down the left field line. That'll work its way out of the stadium. Yeah, it's a very nice look. White numbers, white pants, white hat with blue bill, and then you got the blue uniform going on.
It'd be interesting if we make the playoffs, what uniforms we would select, because
A lot of options.
Right. Yeah. Definitely a lot of options. Plus, depends what we're in it. What games what uniforms we are winning in.
And it's going to depend on who we play too, because Lafayette wears blue. We'll get to see them next week. They have a dark blue uniform like ours, except they have yellow numbers. Here's a 2-2. That's a called strike 3. That'll end the inning. 2 strikeouts in the first for Pavin Parks. The rough stretch continues for Norman. No runs, 1 hit, no errors in, 1 man left on base. We'll give you the Blue Sox lineup tonight, brought to you by the Butler Armco Credit Union. Leading off and playing left field will be number 10, Tanner Murphy, followed by the third baseman, number 22, Brady Gulikowski. In the 3 spot will be the right fielder, number 8, Calvin Scott. The DH will bat 4th. That is number 7, Ray Gonzalez. In the 5 spot will be the catcher, number 24, Christian Webb. Then it'll be the first baseman, number 41, Patrick Ferguson. Second baseman, number 21, Damian Maglione will bat 7th, followed by the shortstop, number 1, Justin Kirkpatrick. And then the center fielder, number 3, Stefan Mercanja, will round out the order, and they're going to face a right-hander from the University of Indiana Southeast, Brandon Nyland.
Yeah, Nyland, someone who the Blue Sox have seen before this season, but seeing him again here today at Kelly Automotive Park. We'll see what they can do against them because they had some success against Sheary yesterday, someone who they had seen before, but now we've talked about that plenty of times, but you kind of wonder how that really goes the other way. They're looking at Nyland's numbers on the season, 6-1 record with a 4.24 ERA over 46 2/3 innings pitched, has allowed 47 hits, walked 19 batters, and struck out 26 as well.
Yeah, the only loss he has all season was against Butler here early in the season.
That's right. So looking to continue that success today against Nyland.
Well, a lot of pitchers can say they've lost to Butler. That's what happens when you got the best record in the Prospect League.
That's a good point. Yeah, he's 6-1. It's an impressive. Well, it's not an impressive throw from the catcher there, Fowler. That'll help me set the defense. Fowler's behind home plate. Ward's at first. Acuna at second. Hagan at third. Calloway at short. Gonzalez in left. Norman in center. Johnson in right. And Tanner Murphy at the plate. Day off yesterday. And now we're back at the top of the order. Stefan Mercadre did a good job filling in at the top of the order last night. He'll bat ninth today. But that he takes the place of Ben Carew, gets a well-deserved day off. First pitch outside.
Mentioned those 2 starts that Nyland has had against the Blue Sox. Both here actually went 7 innings back on June 3rd, allowed 6 runs, only 4 earned though.
Hard chopper to short, and the throw to first from Calloway will retire Murphy for the first out here in the bottom of the first.
Really, that other start he had, you look at that, those 5 innings, allowed 4 runs, all earned on June 17th. Somehow got the win out of that one, but a wild game. But he's had his struggles here at Kelly Automotive Park, so look to see if that trend continues today.
Gulikowski is going to swing through the first pitch. He was on fire to begin the year, and he's just really had a rough go. But ever since he kind of tweaked his thumb, he's been trying to get that mojo back, and now he's down 0-2.
Yeah, 1 hit in his last 29 at-bats. Just hasn't been feeling it. We saw him yesterday trying to change things up, swinging earlier in counts, but it just wasn't working.
Now chopper to first. Dan Ward has it, takes it to the bag, 2 away.
Jared, you said it was the thumb. Which one?
The top hand, I believe.
Okay.
Was it the ear that I would assume from playing behind the plate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because you're right. He definitely was a lot hotter to start the year, but you know. But as we were saying with that West Virginia player, maybe he can break out of his slump here late in the season.
Now it's Calvin Scott who takes a called strike. Saw Calvin's dad here, talked to him a little bit. Nice guy. Said he listens to us all the time. So
Hey, we appreciate that, of course.
said he really enjoys us having 2 cameras to help him watch some games this summer. Nobody else in the league has that. I can say that. I can vouch.
Blue Sox exclusive,
Yeah,
SBN.
leading the way here.
That's right. Paving the way.
Just back to Gulikowski for a second. If he can, he doesn't have to get back to quite as hot as he was doing before, but even just heat up just a touch with the way the rest of the lineup's playing, that would be quite an addition.
That's a great point. It's not like this has been a long struggle. As recently as July 15th, he was hitting as high as 323. So it's just been a rough last couple weeks, really.
Right, yeah. If he could even just get, a little bit better, everyone else seems to be picking it up, too. So.
Scott takes outside 2-2 count here with 2 outs.
Scott had a nice day yesterday, the 1 for 2. He's been a little bit of a funk in the month of July, but had a nice day nonetheless.
He's played a ton of games this summer.
He has.
Takes outside. Played a lot of games in school ball, too. Delaware, they went to regionals.
That's right.
I think he's played 55 games.
It's a long season. You start in February. You start training even earlier, of course, but then you go into the playoffs. But
Ball hit to right field. Johnson started in, now going back, and he's got it for the final out of the inning. 1-2-3 go the Sox in the first. We'll go to the second, scoreless here in Butler.
And after 1 complete inning, there is no.
Ready to go here in the second. John Hagan at the plate. He takes a strike. It looked like a first pitch changeup from Pavin Parks. Good way to start. You don't see a lot of first pitch changes.
Yeah, a little bit. Usually that's a strike 3-1, something low and away.
Check swing. I do not believe that Hagan went around. What do you think of this guy's hair, Spence?
Tell you what, it definitely keeps things interesting. He kind of looks like maybe a showered version of John Jaso, but you know, I don't know. I'm not a giant fan of it, but it works for him.
Oh, Kirkpatrick with a nice catch out in shallow center for the first out.
Did you say a showered version?
Yes, yes, a showered version of John Jaso. But you know what? It works for him. I mean, I couldn't pull that off, but you know, he seems to be swagging with it, so good for him.
He's not the only one with that long hair. They've got another, I think he's a pitcher who's got hair about that long.
Yeah?
I don't know if they're related or something, but
Probably.
there's a couple times I've seen a guy go out there and I was like, oh, is that Hagan? And I'm like, nah, he's in the field right now. So, but that's funny.
One out here's Ivan Acuna, where he's using one of those pink bats that you.
Yeah, big fan of the pink bats. You know, hopefully they don't hurt us tonight, but his is a little bit lighter shade of pink.
Yeah.
So see if that works for him.
We were trying to figure out yesterday how many different pink bats they've got in that dugout. We've seen a few different ones from these minors hitters. At least 3 guys are using them. I wonder if it's the same one or it's a couple different. Because now you're mentioning the shades. So that's got me thinking.
Right, because he's got the handles a little bit different.
There's a called strike, 1 and 2. I think some of these guys may have played in breast cancer awareness games somewhere.
Potentially, yeah. I mean,
Potentially school,
yeah, good for them.
Chopper to third. Gulikowski's in front of it. He's got it. Throw to first in plenty of time. 2 away. Parks got the ground ball for the first time today. He's had the strikeout working with a pair of strikeouts. He's also got a pair of weak flyouts.
That's what we always talk about, Sharon, that weak contact. However you can get it, as long as they're not getting smacked out of here or up the middle too hard. But good looks from Parks. Good mix of the off speed and the fastball in there today as well.
Especially in the wood bat leagues.
Absolutely.
Those metal bats, you can get weak contact and get away with it. You know, Parks throws one to the backstop here. But those metal bats, you can get some cheap hits off
Oh,
that.
absolutely. You see that a lot at the college level.
Here's the 1-0. It's high. And probably inside, too.
Yeah, there's been a couple today that have definitely sounded better than what they actually have turned out to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but with what you guys are saying, that potentially could, you know, turn into a base hit with the metal bat.
2-0 fastball looked good, but rolled a ball.
And you think about it, too, is these wooden bats, you've really got to get all of it, too, because they break pretty easily. You don't see many metal bats breaking. They're not going to break from contact with a baseball.
That's ball 4, and that's a 4-pitch walk with 2 outs here. Not something Pavin wanted to do, but he'll have to live with it and have a guy down at first. Now, Johnson's got some speed, too, so I could see him probably trying to take second here and put some pressure on Pavin here, especially after they only scored 1 run last night.
Yeah, you got to try and change things up. I'm wondering if we'll see some more hit and runs down there at all, because the minors weren't that aggressive on the base paths yesterday, surprisingly. Johnson this season, you did mention the speed potential, 6 of 11.
Yeah.
As there's a throw over there, so definitely got to keep an eye on him.
He's only just above 50% on stolen base
But
rate.
it's showing that he's still going to try it. But
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, though. The odds are in the Blue Sox favor, but
Plus, with 2 outs, you know, it'd be a good time to run, obviously. So we'll see if he doesn't have much of a lead over there, though.
Cole Fowler will hit the ball to center field. Mercon just started out, comes back in, makes the catch for the final out. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the second with the game scoreless here in Butler.
Attention to the first baseline for
Ready to go here in the bottom of the second. It'll be 4, 5, 6 hitters due up. Gonzalez, Webb, and Ferguson.
Leading off in the
Scoreless game so far. Just one hit on the board. That went to the minors.
Designated hitter number 7, Ray Gonzalez.
Ray had a good night last night. Sacrifice fly. He also had a double and a run. And RBI.
2 runs, yeah. 2 runs batted in the process. Scored once himself.
Called strike.
Seems like the Blue Sox, I don't know if this is different than other years, but it seems like we have a lot of guys that play multiple positions. You know, in terms of the two-way players, guys that are, you know, playing in the field and playing that can pitch as well, which obviously, you know, is a tremendous advantage anytime there's an injury or anything like that. But it just seems like to me that every night you never really have the same lineup.
It is kind of neat about it. I thought too. I mean, that's a big thing at the college level, being able to do both. But not just that. This team has a ton of catchers who've been forced into the infield because of that lack of the infield depth at the beginning of the year, and some injuries too. Like I believe there's 4 catchers officially on the roster, and you know Brady Golikowski's listed as one, but most nights he's a third. It's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Called strike here. 2-2. He's played a lot of third base in high school.
Yeah.
So
Gonzales has been there too.
Yeah. Webb's played first.
Yeah. He's done a nice job there. He made a few slick plays last night.
There's a ball into right or left field, I beg your pardon. It's going to get down, and that'll be a base hit. First hit of the game for the Sox. A leadoff single by Ray Gonzalez.
He's been really feeling it in July, hitting .333 this month. So his just batting average just continues to rise, and we've seen him a lot more lately move into that cleanup spot, and it really helps just finding guys to get on base like Gonzalez is doing right now.
Now it's Christian Webb's turn. Nyland pauses and comes home with a good fastball for a strike.
You guys have the numbers here, but Christian Webb, he's a big guy. You know, you think he'd have a lot of power. I'm not quite sure how many homers he has on the year here.
I think
Only one this season.
Only one, yeah. But, you know, you look at him, you think, you know, every time he comes up, I always, real quick, think he's someone like a Ferguson just because he's a real tall guy.
Yeah, he's definitely got the build for it. He just hasn't quite figured it out yet.
Yeah, I just always, you know, got a man on here. You don't have to hit a home run to score runs, but it just, on a sunny day like this, you never know.
Webb's only, I believe, a sophomore. Yeah, so he's got some time to figure it out. It's 2-1 now. Of course, our Canuck.
That's right, yes,
That's right.
the Magic Maple Leaf. Discussed that in depth last night or 2 nights ago, I guess that was.
That's right. Pitch called a strike on the outer half. That's close to the being off the corner, but it did look like it did nick it, so it's 2-2. Now here's the pitch. It's outside. That's not going to ever be called a strike there.
Too far.
Yeah. For the most part, though, both pitchers seem to be right around the zone. You know, there's been a lot of borderline calls that, you know, have kind of been 50-50 either way, other than that one, though.
Chopper to second. Acuna is going to have one play. That's the first. That just works as well as a bunt. A 4-3 put out. Gonzalez moves to second.
And give credit though to Gonzalez taking off on contact. He saw where that was going pretty quickly and went hard into second so that Acuna wouldn't have a play.
Here's Patrick Ferguson. Of course, you talk about power.
Right, yeah, this is the guy you want up the bat anytime, really, at any point in the game. He's probably itching to get hit, too, because like we said, he hasn't played in a couple nights.
He's got abundant power.
Yeah, that's an understatement right there. Oh, there it was.
Curveball, and he swings through it.
We've talked about it before. Bulk of his home runs have come when he's starting innings. He's only got 2 this season when batting third in the frame.
Here's the 0-1. Oh, that was a nasty curveball.
That looked good. Not those fastballs he likes.
Yeah, not much you can do with that one.
Well, I'm guessing they've seen him so many times now that he's not going to see a lot of fastballs anymore. Here's the 0-2. Swing through for strike 3, and there's 2 outs.
Gave him that fastball. That was just a little inside there. He couldn't get a good grip on that one.
Second baseman, Damian Maglione.
Okay, it's Maglione's turn. He's hitting the ball with good authority lately.
Yeah, he definitely has been on a little bit of a hot streak. Hopefully he can keep that going. Base hit here, probably scores a run, too, so see if he can knock him in.
Yeah, Gonzalez at second. And here's the first pitch from Nyland. It's outside. That was almost by Fowler. He did a good job of stabbing that one.
Would have been interesting, though, if that would have gone by and if he would have tried to go to third with Gonzales, because if you've ever been here before, there's not much room back there. And with 2 outs, not a huge advantage, but.
Yeah, that's something we talk about so often. Is any pitch that gets passed, if you're the runner, you've got to go immediately.
Right,
if you're going to
you
go.
can't think about it. Right, it's almost, is it worth the risk?
Mm-hmm.
2-0. That's called strike. Mags thought about it, but he held up, but probably wasn't where he wanted to. It wasn't in his powers, then we'll put it that way.
Yeah, especially at 2-0, there's really no need to
You could take a pitch
roll
there,
over on one or anything like that, yeah.
2-1, hard grounder foul. Hagen decides to go for it anyways.
Seems like he's almost hugging the line a bit, because I actually didn't know he was there because there's this pole right in front of me. And I was so I'm like.
Yeah, you're right. There's a huge gap right now.
Yeah, so I was like, he must be over a little bit more. So
he is protecting the line. You're right.
I'm not quite sure, why. Maybe they have some type of data on that for some reason.
Yeah, some type of shift check swings. And Maglian went around. That's the final out here. Back-to-back Ks by Nyland to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left at second through 2, still scoreless here.
Between the pole and the
Third inning, number 12, shortstop Cody Calloway.
The 9-hitter Cody Calloway will lead off the inning.
Before we get going here, I'd like to give a shout out to former Blue Sox employee Nick Cunningham, who is watching the broadcast today.
Oh, that's good to have Nick tuning in. We gave a tour here once together.
Oh yeah.
And after the tour was over, foul ball, we got a thank you email.
Okay.
And it was Jared and Vince. So I've called him Vince ever since.
Right. Hey, you'll take a compliment any way you get it, right?
Yeah.
See, here we go with Gulakowski. He's a little bit not quite in that no doubles defense, so I can actually see him here. So.
Yeah. 0-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is now 3 strikeouts for Pavin Parks, and that's the first out in the third. Gonzalez, one of 2 men to reach base for the Miners, will come up to the plate. Spence, you ever heard of the University of the Incarnate Word?
Be honest with you, I have not.
Neither have I.
I don't even have a guess of where that would be.
I believe it's in Texas.
Okay. So that's quite the journey up here to Butler, well, to West Virginia.
down the Beckley, yeah.
West Virginia only has...
We got a handful of guys from the state. Was
6.
it 3 or 4? Oh, it's more. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's a little surprising.
1-0 count. Here's the pitch. Low. Yeah, West Virginia obviously not nearly as big of a state as Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Not as many baseball players to choose from coming out of high school. So
That's part of it, for sure.
yeah, I mean the pool goes even smaller once you finish. Yeah, guys that make
That's a
it to
good point.
college.
They typically seem to compete, though, year after year. They always seem to be up there.
They've
Yeah.
they've
Won it all last year, yeah.
only
Yeah.
missed
Mhm.
the playoffs once. in their
Wow.
since
Yeah.
2010.
I didn't realize it was that good. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Called strike 3-1 to Gonzalez.
They got some work to do, though. That, of course, we mentioned that loss yesterday. Dropped them down to 3rd place, Champion City 2nd, Butler 1st.
3-1, and outside ball 4. Second walk issued by Parks. Puts a man on with 1 out for Mitchell.
Now batting number 20.
Called out on strikes on a 3-2 pitch last time. Big guy.
Yeah, tall. He's not that much. It's more of a lanky type of guy.
Yeah, he's hitting 305 coming into today. Does have 1 home run.
Only 1 hit in his last 6 games, though, so similar struggles to what we were kind of talking about on the flip side with Brady Kulikowski. But, yeah, that average still pretty high like you talked about. There's a lot of guys on this minors team who can hit.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, the minors record-wise isn't, you know, I mean, it's good. They're in a right battling for a playoff spot, but at the same time, we have a you know, dare I say, a comfortable lead against them, where you wouldn't necessarily think that if you look at them. You know what I mean? Because they're not, I wouldn't say a bad team, even if they end up missing the playoffs here.
We're a comfortable lead, and we have a tiebreaker too.
Right, but you know, with that whole the win percentage thing, that's going to skew that. So that's kind of actually pretty unfortunate. We probably won't be able to get to use the tiebreaker.
You're right. Actually, now that you say that, the
right, but
tiebreaker is
you're right. I
null
mean, in
and void.
terms of head-to-head play, we have carried it against them this year.
Unless we lose 2 games next week or something.
Right, yeah. Let's hope this will be a big step forward for us if we can get the win here.
2-1. Chopper off of Christian Webb, and now that evens the count.
Really, it's just been that domination of the minors this year that's been huge. What was it, beginning of June when they first came here, and we said, wow, this team doesn't look like teams of years past, but they've recovered from that slow start. Butler 10-5, though, against West Virginia. That's huge.
Here's a 2-2. That's going to miss high. Yeah, and also the 2 teams this year that we really feasted on, it was these guys and Chillicothe.
Right, yeah. And I believe Chillicothe is another team that typically is up there, you know, and always contending, you know, but they seem to have a bit of a down year.
Runner goes, and that is a hit and run that works again. That happened. The same thing happened the other night. Kirkpatrick vacated to go to second, and the ball went right to where he was standing.
Yeah, it was unfortunate too that he slipped there as well, because maybe if he can stay on his feet, he could at least keep it first and second.
That's when you shake your head and you move on. Yeah, no, that's frustrating, but there's nothing you could do. And I think that Pavin Park's just looking out to Kirkpatrick, kind of saying, you know, I understand. You know, that's a little communication you've got to have.
Right, there's not a whole lot you can do there.
Now runners on the corners for Dan Ward. He flew out to right field his first time up. Only 1 out here. So see what Parks can do against him. He's had some good results against Butler this year. But at the same time, we've had some times where we've been able to get him too.
Ward hitting .404. Does have 2 home runs with runners in scoring position this season.
If Pavin can induce the same type of ground ball he just got, you know, be able to turn 2.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking. Infield at double play depth.
Right,
Yeah,
so,
you'll take that.
It doesn't really feel like it's essentially first and third because he, you know, didn't get an out on a pitch he probably should have.
1-1 count. Parks checks over at first. Now throws over, and Mitchell dives back to the bag safely. He had a decent lead there.
That's a quick move, yeah.
Ferguson holding him on.
Mitchell's got 13 steals and 16 attempts, so even with him not being the lead runner, you got to keep an eye.
There's a questionable call there. He's been all around the zone. Apparently couldn't find the zone there. That's a big pitch.
Might have been a tad low. It's 2-1 now. But, yeah, that's a tough one for Pavin. That's pitcher's pitch. Sometimes they don't go your way. Throw over again. Back safely is Mitchell.
One thing I noticed last couple nights with the night games, you know, obviously not a night game tonight, but the third baseman, there you go, that's a big swing and a miss.
Good curveball.
The third baseman has seemed to have trouble early in the games with the shadows that have been coming down. And I was just thinking, you know, obviously there's really not a problem with that today. I wonder how that will, you know, what factor that might play.
We saw Ben Carew out in left field yesterday. He had a little trouble, didn't even see a ball, dropped a couple feet in front of him. Similar situation.
Yeah, because I think it was a couple nights ago we were playing Danville, I believe, and their third baseman, maybe it was West Virginia. Either way, their third baseman when they were throwing it around after now, just he didn't even react because he couldn't see the ball.
That's tough with the sun
Yeah,
setting
so the
right there.
right.
The third baseman's going to see it.
Right. So,
straight
then
on.
after the first couple innings, not a problem.
3-2. This will be a chopper to second. They're running on the pitch, so Mitchell takes second. Coming in to score is Gonzalez. The RBI ground out for Dan Ward makes it 1-0 Miners.
That's got to be frustrating for Parks because, that's back-to-back batters that probably would have been double play balls, but they had runners in motion both times, and he ends up not only not getting out of the inning, but it's now 1-0.
Yeah,
Still early.
Not just that, but just that ball was hit so soft.
Right.
Like, that was going to be tough to turn to a double play, even if
Right.
Mitchell's not starting to run from first. But yeah, you're right. That's
certainly
a killer.
not hard contact. Yeah.
Norman is at the plate now. He struck out on a called strike 3 back in the first. Mitchell at second. Parks looks out at him, comes home with a fastball, gets a called strike.
That rough day that Norman had yesterday actually ended a 7-game hit streak. From over that hitting streak was hitting .433. So,
wow.
I mean,
wow.
Again, you've got to think he's due after a day like yesterday.
Here's the 1-1. Pop foul. And so now they got him where they want him. 2 strikes.
Yeah, he definitely wanted to get out. Yeah, got to finish this with a man in scoring position. Already given up that fortunate first run.
Norman 408 with 1 home run with runners in scoring position. With 2 outs, though, down to 389.
Hey, I'd take that if I was down to 3.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But
1-2. Oh, bounces off of Webb's mitt. That's a pass ball, and Mitchell will move up.
that was kind of goofy how that happened, because Webb looked like he was pulling it back down and in and out of the glove. I'm not sure. That was goofy all around, though.
Mitchell moves up to third. Now grounder foul into the Blue Sox dugout.
As we were saying earlier, with him getting the third, hopefully it shouldn't really change a whole lot unless there's another fastball situation like that. But even with it, not much room behind here, so not that big of a deal. It shouldn't be.
Here's the 2-2. That ball is hit the center. Mercanja going back makes the catch on the run for the final out. The ball was hit really well, but Norman just not living right now. And so the runner stranded third. But the Miners do get 1 on 1 hit, no errors, and leave a man on base. Bottom of the third coming up, West Virginia 1 and Butler nothing.
Lucas. Thanks, Jay.
Justin Kirkpatrick takes a strike to begin the
Shortstop Justin Kirkpatrick.
bottom of the third. I'm Jaron Steele, joined by Spencer Kale and Joel Norman today. Called strike. Spencer, I think you have something to...
Yeah, in that inning break. My apologies.
You need
My
the mic to talk.
my microphone isn't attached to my headset, but that's all right. Adrin Beltr. Adrin Beltr just got his 3,000th career hit in the fourth inning in today's game. That is the first player from the Dominican to reach that accomplishment. And by the way, breaking right now, Andrew McCutcheon with a leadoff homer.
Oh, there we go.
Well, maybe not leadoff, but top of the first.
That's exciting.
Yeah, lots happening here since we were gone.
1-2's the count. Pitch outside. Speaking of things happening, in the third inning out in Springfield, the Champion City Kings lead 5-3. So offensive plenty there so far.
Yeah, that's pretty. You're right. Like 8 runs in the top of the third.
You've seen Champion City have that ability on their side, but wow, that's a
yeah. I believe
that's a lot.
they were the team a couple weeks ago that they drew 8 walks in the first 2 innings against.
I'm trying to think when that was.
Yeah, I believe that was them,
that
though.
against Danville? Who were they?
No, it was
Quincy, wasn't it?
Quincy, yeah. And I believe
right.
they were playing Champion City, though.
That's right.
So yeah, it was a 5-0 game, and then all of a sudden it was 6-5 or something like that.
Ground
Wild.
ball to shortstop. The throw by Calloway will retire. Kirkpatrick one away. Stefan Merconja.
Center fielder Stefan Merconja.
Trying to get something going here. We're in the bottom of the third. And it's only 1-0 here.
Merconja's been red hot in July. 340 batting average coming into today's game. And just spitting, it's all of his extra base hits except for 1 double have come this month. 3 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs.
Hard chopper to shortstop. Calloway stumbles a bit, recovers, throws to first. He's getting a little infield work here, 2 away.
Now batting number 10, left fielder.
Nyland coming off maybe his best start of the year. 8 innings, only allowed 1 run against Chillicothe in an 11-1 victory.
Wow.
So he's just rolling here again today.
Yeah, you know, he had a tough one, though, right before that. 3 innings allowed against Chillicothe the start before, allowed 6 runs, all earned. So just a strong bounce back. But, you know, really, you look at him, he's given his team a chance to win at just about every time out there. 2 starts against Butler were rough, and then 1 against Chillicothe, but otherwise very strong.
Murphy fouls one off. He's in the whole 0-2 here.
Yeah, unfortunately, so far we haven't really seemed to get much solid contact on just about anything, and even I don't even think we haven't really been able to get many balls even out of the infield. So hopefully we can turn that around.
0-2 bouncer. The only solid contact was by Gonzales.
Yeah.
Everything else has been pretty soft, really. Scott had a fly out to right, but otherwise you're right.
Here's the 1-2. Murphy watches it skip to the backstop.
You know, furthermore, to add to it, 5 of the 6 outs on balls have been put into play have been via groundouts.
Yeah.
So that's pretty, that just shows you too.
Right.
He's getting that soft contact there, keeping it down too.
That's a full count. Good take.
I'm not sure. There have been many walks today.
No walks.
Yeah.
Blue Sox haven't drawn any.
Yeah.
Parks has walked 2.
There's one right there.
Hey, ask and you shall receive.
Right, yeah,
That's
that's a
walk.
commentator's curse, I guess, right?
Well, yeah, usually we've been, Jared and I at least, more on every time one of us says a stat about someone's been doing good or someone's been doing bad, the opposite happens.
Oh, absolutely.
So this is a good sign.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
right. So
You're fitting right in.
So you're doing the exact opposite though.
Right.
You know, you're saying, hey, let's get some walks. We get a walk.
Right, exactly. So here, we'll try with here. Gulikowski's been on fire recently. Let's see what happens. Oh, my.
Pops at the center field. That's way up there. Waiting for it is Norman. He catches it for the final out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. We'll go to the 4th with West Virginia ahead 1-0.
It's time for each and every one of us to face a very troubling fact. There exists a significant heroin and opioid epidemic in not only Butler County, but elsewhere across the country. I'm Rich Goldinger, the District Attorney of Butler County. This is my backyard and yours too. Together, we can work to eradicate the high-level drug dealers that supply these drugs to those using them. Heroin and opioid abuse does not discriminate. Users come from all economic backgrounds, are male and female, and may be teenagers or middle-aged adults. With your help and in conjunction with the Butler County Drug Task Force and the Pennsylvania Office of Attorney General, we can target those dealers who bring this poison into our county. Please report any suspicious activity to your local law enforcement agency, the Pennsylvania State Police, or to my office. This is our ballpark. This is our county. This is our backyard. Let's all say, not in my backyard. Please enjoy tonight's Blue Sox game.
Ready to go here. Top of the fourth. Miners leading 1-0, and John Hagan at the plate. We'll take a pitch low. We got a couple birds hanging out behind us here, a couple doves, so add on to the attendance today.
Yeah, hey, we'll take them any way we can get it.
Swinging a miss. And they're got a good seat. They're up there on the top general admission, looking down.
Gotta pay for those seats, you know.
Quite the bird's eye view, if you will.
There you go.
Didn't.
Oh, that's
Get out of here.
I know, right? Yeah, it has to.
After that
We were
one.
all thinking it. Come on. We all know you at home were thinking it too. You can see where these birds are positioned. Oh, it's exactly what we're talking about.
2 wide, swing and a miss. Oh, big cut by John Hagan. Popped up to Kirkpatrick his first time up. Now he's going to line one to Kirkpatrick. Catches it on one hop. Throw to first. In plenty of time. One away.
Pavin Parks has pitched pretty well. He only has given up 2 hits, but I think he's walked a couple guys. It seems like they've had a few more base runners than we have, but you know, nothing major at this point.
Yeah, they're winning the base running battle 4-1 right now.
Okay, that's
Win-
closer than I thought it was.
Winning the scoreboard battle 1-0. Here is the pitch from Parks. It's fouled over top the stadium by Ivan Acuna.
That's a fun name.
Yeah,
I like that one.
he's from Venezuela.
Okay, nice. He's got the pink bat too. He's got it all going for him.
Yeah. Hard grounder past Maglione at second, and that'll be a 1-out single.
Now batting,
Third hit of the ball game for the Miners.
Colby Johnson.
Just hit pretty hard on the ground. Maglione has great range. There was not much you could do on that one.
That's just in that gap. Too.
Yeah, almost a seeing eye single right there. Maglione does have great range. You know, you see something like that, and every time there's a play like that, you think he's going to be able to get there.
Now it's Colby Johnson's turn. He walked last time up. He's going to take a strike here. Good fastball from Parks. Pavin will be attending Kent State in the fall, along with Carew and
Ferguson.
Ferguson. So 3 Kent Staters on the team. That's another good pitch here. 0-2.
Yeah, not much he can do with that one there. It's right on, looked to be on the outside corner, breaking ball. Pitcher's pitch.
Of course, when the Miners leave here, they'll have an off day just like the rest of the league, but then they play 5 games in the next 3 days following with the Champion City Kings pair doubleheaders back-to-back, and then a 9-inning game on Thursday, and then they finish up at home with Kokomo next weekend, Friday, Saturday.
That's a rough stretch. You're going to have all hands on deck and at the bullpen, playing in the field. Because, I mean, that's like we say with a lot of doubleheaders. A lot of times you're just happy if you can split them. Because that's
Right.
a long day at the park.
Especially with those. Now, those are 7-inning games, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, that will at least help. You're not playing 18 innings. But, oh, he swung right there.
Oh.
Tough break
Jeez.
right
That
there.
is a tough break. That umpire in the middle of the infield has a hard time
Yeah, that's a tough
seeing
angle.
that.
But, yeah, when you're right behind the mound like that, it's hard for them to have a great angle on. And it's tough to even appeal with that.
Johnson way out ahead of a curveball. Just got a piece of it.
Back to those 2 or 3 double headers coming up for West Virginia. Those are all against Champion City, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So for both those teams, it's almost like their playoffs are, you know, starting on Tuesday really, because
That's a good
it's
point.
do or die for them.
There's a swing through. Foul tip held on to by Christian Webb. 4 strikeout, 2 away. Johnson with another swing as he heads back to the dugout trying to figure out what went wrong. But
The catcher, Colby.
Either way, it's a strikeout.
yep. It's Pavin's 4th. And that brings in Cole Fowler, who flew out to center field. His last time up. Fowler goes to Lenore Rhine down in North Carolina Division II school. Fowler's first pitch off.
Miners only had one doubleheader though this season, 1-1 in that, but yeah, that's tough. Going back to
I'm not sure. I believe they have the same record, Champion City and West Virginia, or maybe a game at the most. But it's to the point where if you split those, that's gonna make it really interesting on the last day or so of the season.
Little chopper to third. Gulikowski throws out Fowler to end the inning. And so no runs, a hit, no errors, a man left. Through 3.5, West Virginia leads it 1-0.
After the top half of the 4th inning. Leading off in the bottom of the 4th inning for the
4th inning here. Calvin Scott will lead off. Butler down 1-0.
Number 8, right fielder Calvin Scott.
See if we can get an update on what's going on out in Springfield, Ohio. All depends on the internet.
As most things are nowadays.
That's right. It's still trying. Pitch misses, and now Scott's ahead 2-0.
The other night when you guys had Ferguson up here, he pointed out that Scott has a very good visual sense of the strike zone. And since then, I've been paying particular attention to that, and he definitely does. All the close pitches he seems to take and stuff like that. And there's a 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, it takes 4 in a row.
Yeah, you'll take that. That's what you want, though. Scott on the base paths, those 26 stolen bases, best in the Prospect League, but it's a great way to start right there. I believe he is tops on the team. Coming in, yeah, he is. He came in with a 412 on base percentage. Wow. So, yeah, it's exactly what you need, some patience at the number 3 spot.
And to get the leadoff guy on with, you have 1 hit on the night so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, second man to reach base, or third man, I beg your pardon, to reach base for the Blue Sox. Here's Ray Gonzalez, who singled in the 2nd inning. Basically the hardest hit ball off of Brandon Nyland to this point. Throw over to first, and Scott dives back to the bag safely.
Mentioned those 26 steals, but maybe even more impressive, only been caught 3 times this season.
Wow.
Has Scott.
Wow.
So it shows he's fast, but he's also a smart runner.
There he
There
goes.
he goes. A little check swing, and Acuna had vacated. The hit and run works for the Blue Sox here. Scott makes it to third on a single by Ray Gonzalez, an excuse me single. But here we go, runners on the corners.
That was very similar to how West Virginia, their hit and run worked.
Yeah.
Even more so, though, with the little check swing.
I thought that was going to be trouble because of I looked and I'm like, oh, that's a line out double play. Then Acuna wasn't there. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He hit that ball so lightly, too. I kind of wonder, even if Acuna was there, maybe he might not have had time. It was up pretty high, though, so it's hard to say.
Christian Webb takes a strike here. Ferguson follows.
Got the infield back here.
Yeah, they're playing for the double play.
Yeah.
Webb takes low. Ooh, that's close.
with our broadcast booth, if you will, we have a unique vantage point with the interaction as the fans walk by. Keeps things interesting.
Hard hit grounder foul.
We just had a nice young man come by and appear to wave to us. So that's always nice to get the support from the locals.
That's right. Yeah, we're this is the most unique spot in the league to call a game, for sure. Bouncer, nice block by Fowler, keeps the runners at their bases.
This is the closest to the game I've ever called at a baseball game before. Usually when I've done, I've been higher up, but I kind of like being this close.
Yeah, you really feel like you're just at the game.
Webb strikes out, and there's one away. Yeah, it does have that, like we're just out sitting in general mission.
Yeah.
Right, just talking to each other,
That's what a lot of it, you need that, though. You need that, the fans. You need to be able to hear them in the broadcast and stuff. This is funny. I did a game at PNC Park in May, and you were so far up there, and you hear anything, it's like it takes a while for the sound to reach you. It's like, this is cool being here, but I want to be closer to it.
Right,
You know?
There goes Gonzalez.
Runner goes. Gonzalez will go, and now Scott will come home. He's got to touch the plate. He does. The ball went away. Gonzalez moves to third. Double steal, tie ball game.
Sometimes you got to do that when you can't get much going with the bats. So we'll take it.
Stolen base. I believe that'll be an error on the second baseman. So for or whoever threw that, it was either second baseman or shortstop. I actually think it was Calloway, the shortstop, allowing Gonzalez to get the third. Strike call, 1-1.
And you'd like to think Ferguson be able to hit one to the outfield here, get you a sac fly, and go up 2-1.
Yeah, just watch the replay. It was Calloway who threw that away coming in.
I think Scott tagged the base twice, even though he didn't. You know what I mean? He didn't.
It was
need
the
to.
first time.
It was real close.
Yeah.
You see him coming in.
You got to make sure on this.
Right. Yeah. I mean, definitely made the smart move, but good thing there wasn't any play at the plate there because I guess we're the only ones that have the replay.
That's right.
Hey, everyone does it. They got a phone.
Hey, that's right. That's right. Maybe we can help them out with any challenges that might occur here.
1-2. Ferguson hits it to center field. Going back is both the left fielder Gonzalez and the center fielder Norman. Gonzalez makes the catch, but Ferguson does the job. Sacrifice fly to left field, left center actually. Gives the Blue Sox a 2-1 lead. And talking about manufacturing runs, that's exactly what the Blue Sox have done here.
I was just about to say there's a lot of small ball going on here by both teams. As we were saying, really not many hard hit balls. I mean, Ferguson got some decent wood on that one, but nothing major. But he's doing what he needs to get done to get the boys on the board. Get the boys on top, actually.
Now it's Magdalene with the bases clear and 2 outs. Nyland's first pitch is roped to Cody Harold. Oh, goodness. Thank goodness it didn't hit him because that might have went through him and out the other side.
Maybe, yeah. That was almost like one of those moves from the Matrix movies right there. That's how close it was to him.
Yeah, little Keanu Reeves there.
Yeah, it's quick on his feet. Now he's holding it as a souvenir.
Yeah, now he's moved over a little bit this way. Check swing. No swing, says our bases umpire Mark Schmidt, and it makes it 1-1.
Do you guys know, do they have a third umpire for playoff games?
They do.
They do?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll have one on the first base side, third base side, and
that makes it a lot easier.
Definitely need that, yeah.
We've had a few times this season where we've seen balls hit down the line, and we're thinking, oh, that's definitely fair, but you've got a guy out in the field. How's he going to know?
Yeah, he can't tell.
That's good they do that for the playoffs, though.
2-1 low, and now Maglione's in good shape. One earned run so far. Called strike. Maglione thought that was ball 4.
Sun seems to have hidden itself here for a little bit, but still nice out there.
Hard chopper into the minors dugout. Mitchell's pointing to say, hey, the field's over there.
Now he's yelling.
Yeah. He's getting his helmet now.
Yeah, maybe a smart move,
Check swing. And they called that a strike, and now the throw from Fowler is high, and Maglione will reach on a Strikeout, wild pitch, E2.
Kirkpatrick.
Did they call him out on the?
Yeah,
it was a strikeout.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
But since, with the wild pitch, of course.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure because it looked like he was close to checking his swing, but yeah, what nice effort play.
Yeah, Pat just gave the air to Fowler on that one, the throwing air. Just a little bit high. The throw would have beat him if it was on target.
Yeah. Ward had to jump up off the bag, and now Maglione's on for Kirkpatrick.
Tell you what, the Miners are actually a little bit fortunate there that they have such a tall that first baseman Ward is so tall, because if that gets by him, Maglione is on his horse, probably on at least second base, probably third.
Yeah, Ward stands 6'4".
Yeah.
So that's exactly what you're talking about. High throw to anyone else there.
Right.
It's a little scary.
I mean, that ball was probably at least seven and a half feet in the air.
Yeah, he's all of 6'4" too. That hit him.
Wow.
Kirkpatrick.
No elbow pad either there. That one,
Yeah.
he shrugged that one off.
Yep. Take his base.
Looks like it was a little off speed, but still hurts.
Yeah.
Still hurts.
Yeah, taking one for the team doesn't feel as bad. You're up 2-1.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
I always hear that. Oh, that was off speed. Well, it was still a 69, 60.
Yeah, it hurts a little more than
ball to hit you.
Hurts a little more than a brush of wind.
Yeah. Time called. Tim Epling comes out to have a mound meeting with both Nyland and Fowler, and he's not happy. This is not a jovial mound visit.
No, but at the same time, though, it seems like he's yelling at the catcher there, Fowler, because
For that throw.
Yeah, because the pitcher he struck him out. He struck out Maglione. So there's really nothing he can do. Then okay, you hit a guy and that happens. It's not the end of the world. But with only 2 hits for Butler.
Yeah, you're right. This
so-
inning could have been definitely avoided.
Right. Yeah.
Only one hit in
Right.
the inning.
Right. And it was this inning, right? With the
The
with the
single
check
by
swing.
Gonzalez'
Yeah.
single. That's it. That's
Right.
the only hit in the inning.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just kind of a little bit of misfortune here for the Miners, but we'll
Shoot
take it.
themselves in the feet. It looks
Yeah,
like.
a little bit of both. Yeah.
Well, foul ball towards the Miners' dugout again.
Might
By
have,
Stephen Mercandra.
might have a brawl here soon. We're sending all these balls into the Miners' dugout.
Bunch of warning shots.
Yeah, I guess so. A little East Division rivalry late in the year here.
Potential playoff preview here. Pitch outside.
Yeah, good point.
I would imagine that Nyland will be one of their 3 guys that they would have in
Absolutely.
a rotation, seeing that he's 6-1 and has a decent ERA. He gives his team a chance to win every game, like you said, Joel, earlier. There's a hard hit ball, fair ball down into the right field corner. Around third and in to score is Maglione, and Kirkpatrick's coming around too. And there will not be a throw. A 2-run double by Stephen Mercadjo opens it up. It's 4-1 Butler.
Double by number 3, Stephen.
That was probably the best hit ball of the night by probably either side tonight so far. And it was nice that you could take advantage of those the miscues and unfortunate circumstances from the Miners there to get not only one in, but you got a couple there.
Yeah, and that's crazy too. That's only the third hit now from Arcanja in 16 at-bats with runners in the scoring position and 2 outs. So good job going to the opposite field there to drive in both runs.
Tanner Murphy's turn. He takes outside. And really, you got to think about this. It goes back to that high throw by Cole Fowler. That's not only
It's the difference in the inning right
yeah,
there.
it not only extends the inning, they get 2 more runs, but it's just driving the pitch count up for Nyland. He's missed again here. 2-0 now to Murphy, who's the 8th man to bat this inning.
Yeah, Nyland up to 76 pitches now on the game.
Yeah,
It's
and he's
worrisome.
probably thrown about maybe 10 or 15 here since that strike 3.
2-0 delivery, low. And now Murphy is ahead 3-0, and he'll probably be taken here. Even with 2 outs, he hasn't shown the ability to throw you a strike in his at-bat.
Yeah, he's got to be getting frustrated at this point with the inning because he hasn't really pitched badly, as we said here.
Yeah, there's his called strike. That's a good fastball. Murphy walked last time.
Just looked it up. 9 more pitches thrown
Okay.
just
yeah.
after that missed third strike.
Make it 10 as it's now 3-2.
That doesn't sound like a ton, but that is. This point in
Right.
the game and you're getting near 80 pitches already, that's huge. Maybe sometimes that's a quick inning for you.
Right, and all of a sudden, we've only given up 3 hits as well, and so your 3-run lead might be a lot.
Full count. Ball's
Here we go again.
going to go to the backstop. Can Fowler throw it down this time? He can to end the inning. But the Blue Sox played 4 here on 2 hits, 2 errors, and leave a man on base. 2 costly errors for the Miners. We'll go to the 5th, Butler 4, and West Virginia 1. All right, ready to go here. We got a 3-man group today, doing a fine job with Spencer Kale, and as always, doing a good job. Joel Norman, I'm Jaron Steele, just trying to keep up with them. As we're in the 5th inning, it's a 4-1 game. Hey, we had a lot of foul balls in our dugout last inning. Cody Calloway returns the favor here.
Game on now, I guess.
Go ahead.
One thing I noticed during the inning break, with that's then another strike 3 that was in the dirt behind. We were talking off air about how the backstop is very similar to PNC Park in terms of there's brick down there.
Yeah.
Because their catcher Fowler got a nice bounce on that second one, so that could definitely add to the confusion back there.
Maglione fields a 1-hopper and throws the first one away here.
Yeah, you're right. That's something you have to be used to as a backstop. As the catcher back there, you got to know how these different backstops are going to play each other and how you can read them. And, of course, in this case, unfortunately for him, Fowler got a couple of chances to see how it worked.
Right, yeah.
First time, then not much of a bounce, but it was an off-speed pitch that dribbled a couple times. The second time on that strikeout to end the inning, a fastball that just got away. So that's going to take a quick bounce back.
But, the first one, though, he'll be, kicking himself because it really wasn't the bounce off the wall. It was kind of his mistake with the high throw trying to. Maglione, though, to his credit, was hustling down the line.
He was. So. Yeah. Goes both ways.
Yep.
Eddie Gonzalez has been a tough out today. Single and a walk, a run scored. The only one for the West Virginia Miners to this point. Here's the 1-1. Fouled out of the stadium.
Talk about the pitch counts being pretty similar, but because of that extended inning on the other side for an island, he ended with 80. Parks right now getting pretty darn close to that, too. He's sitting right now at 76.
Chopper up the first base line, fielded by Ferguson. He'll take it to the bag himself. 2 outs here in the 5th.
Even with that pitch count that's approaching 80, that's 2 quick outs right there. So, maybe he could maybe even get out of here with under 80.
Could use a 1-2-3 inning. Hasn't gotten one yet.
Well, Justin Mitchell singled his last time out on a hit and run that would have probably been a double play if the runner wasn't going.
Saw the Blue Sox return in the favor.
Right, yeah. So,
right.
It all evens out. And there we go.
Well, line drive right to Kirkpatrick. He catches it for the final out, and there's that 1-2-3 inning that we've been looking for. Good response after getting 4 runs of support. And we'll go now to the bottom of the 5th. Butler 4 and West Virginia 1.
Everyone's favorite part of the week is Thursday because that means it's Thirsty Thursday. Come out to Kelly Automotive Park each Thursday to support your favorite hometown team, the Butler BlueSox, and enjoy our special concession prices, including $1 draft beers and 50-cent pops. Tickets start at just $7 and can be purchased online at butlerbluesox.net and or by phone at 724-256-9994. Let's go Blue Sox.
Kulikowski fouls the first pitch off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Butler leading it 4-1. See what's going on in Champion City here in a minute. Uh-oh. There's a ground ball through the hole out into right field. Base hit. Kulikowski gets a single. That got to feel pretty good for him.
There we go, yeah. Just what we were talking about. It just takes one sometimes to get out of a slide. Was one for his last 31 coming into that, but hoping to follow it up with another one here soon. It's been a tough go lately for Kulikowski, but you'll take ones like that, even if they just kind of slide right through.
Now it's Calvin Scott's turn. He walked and scored last inning. See if Kulikowski takes off here. He's got a decent lead. 7-3 Champion City in the 4th, so it looks like they're got a nice comfortable lead there. And, they're not going to go away down
Right.
the final stretch.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with those games with West Virginia because, as we said, that's basically like a playoff race. I believe Chillicothe, if they're just about out of things. What happened there? Is he talking? Oh, he's talking to Gonzales.
Yeah, something's wrong with his
Didn't
bat.
like the bat.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought there was a problem with someone in the stands there.
No,
I
he
thought
was,
like a picture or something.
no photos.
Yeah, I thought there's something, like in golf you see like a flash, something like that.
Mentioned it earlier, though, but Scott, and it was going into today hitting 233 this month, but has reached base 5 times the last 9.
Well, this
plate
could be a
appearances.
tough play for Acuna. Throw over will get Scott, but they will not get into a double play situation because that was so weakly hit over the head of Nyland. So works out, a productive out, moves the runner in scoring position.
It's been so many of those today on both sides where ground balls in the infield, and I don't think we've seen a double play today.
We haven't.
And it's been 3 or 4 ground balls to an infielder.
Yeah.
Only one, and it's never even the lead runner. It's always the first guy, the batter.
Here's Ray Gonzalez. Boy, he's been hitting the ball well, hasn't he, Joel?
Yeah, heck of a roll lately. But Callan just gave us a say on him.
Yeah.
What was that, 9 for his last 15,
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
remember correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah, got the thumbs up from Callan. I mean, that's what we talked about. He's been on a roll. This month has been great to him. As we say, it's been that way for everyone. He came in hitting 333 this month, but obviously going to go up with the pair of singles today.
I'm a big fan of Ray Gonzalez because for those of you who come to the game, see the Zorball Smasher War, I typically get a couple L's when I go out there, but whenever I go,
A couple.
okay, all right.
Usually they're at Callan's hands.
Yeah, but whenever I got a win last time, and he gave me a high five, so
Okay.
so I like him. He seems like a nice guy.
He's up 2-0 after a pitch misses inside.
That stolen base, by the way, by Gonzalez was his first this month, second of the season during that double steal earlier in the game. So usually not a speed threat, but he found a way to make it work earlier.
Called strike here. It looks like number 15 warming up in the Miners bullpen. Unfortunately, whoever's catching him threw the ball 10 feet over his head. I believe that's Dexwin Thompson.
That is.
And with Nyland's pitch count being pretty high, you would imagine that he might be coming in next inning.
Something you got to keep an eye on. He's at 88 pitches right now, is Nyland.
Here's the 2-1. It's popped in the shallow left field. This could be a tough play going out of Callaway, but it will hang up long enough for Eddie Gonzalez to make the catch. At first, I thought that thing was going to die quicker than it did, but it just held up in the air a little bit longer and allowed Gonzalez to get there.
Plus,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was going to say just good communication by the Miners. That's when I think Callaway would have liked to have run it down himself, but a good job out in left field by Gonzalez by taking charge and saying, that's my ball.
Yeah, there's just so much room out there. You get a blue pit like that, you never know because there's just so much outfield.
Got to give Kulikowski credit, too, because it's easy to take off on that thinking that it's going to fall. He held, made sure that it was, whether it was going to be caught or not, before advancing. And I've seen Starling Marte do that 20, 30 times. He'll be halfway home and the ball be caught.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be a smart base runner in a situation like that, but that can be frustrating.
Webb fouls one off. He's 0 for 2 today. Looking for a 2-out base knock here to increase the lead. He'll take low.
West Virginia still has their third baseman, John, not sure on his last name.
Hagen.
Hagen. Or Jaso, that's the one we were talking about earlier. But
Showered.
yeah, he seems to have creeped ever so slightly over back to what would be a traditional third, but now he's walking back over the line. I don't know if that's just with somebody on base.
I think it's with the lefty too. He's not expecting much to the opposite side.
Yeah, okay,
I
that
think
might be
he's
it.
playing the line in case there's something at third.
Webb draws the walk there.
Yes. Let's say 2-out walk that puts 2 men on.
Batting number 41, first baseman.
Now that gives Patrick Ferguson a chance with runners on. He had a sac fly to left field his last time up. Left center, deep left center nonetheless.
It's been a decent amount of time for him since he's hit a home run, hasn't it? I mean,
Last Saturday against Champion
yeah,
City.
I mean that's
I was there for that. It was a no-doubter.
Okay,
That's right.
well, we could use one right here.
That's right. First pitch is a curveball low. And the scouting report's out on him. I mean, Nyland's thrown him nothing but curveballs.
Struck him out in a fastball, though, earlier.
That's right.
That was a little lower where he kind of likes it. He only has 2 home runs this season with 2 outs, though.
1-0. Oh, he went for it, but it dropped off the table. Swing through makes it 1-1.
Both pitches so far have been really low in that zone, making Ferguson have to reach down if he wants them.
A hitter like him, though, you'll take the big swings and misses because, if you can connect on one, it's definitely worth the typically higher number of strikeouts.
Here's the 1-1. That's a bouncer. Good block by Fowler. Keeps Golikowski from having any thoughts of taking third.
Ferguson has homered off of Nyland this year, back on June 3rd at that time, so a little familiarity. He's only got 1 pitcher he's homered off of twice this season. That was Chris Robinson of Chillicothe.
2-1. Oh, he won it again. Another curveball. Swing through. All off speed, and all slow stuff here so far.
Wonder if he'll go for a fastball again for strike 3. Like that first at-bat.
Playing with fire, though, and you're throwing in fastballs.
And he gets him with another breaking ball. Strike 3 to end the inning. And so the Blue Sox will strand 2 here. We'll go to the 6th. Butler leading it 4-1.
Presented by the Butler Health.
Top of the 6th, Big Mac time here, and it's unfortunate contested for the fans. It's Dan Ward leading off.
Personally, my favorite part of the ball game right here, other than the Blue Sox win, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say,
yeah,
right next
second
to that.
favorite, right. Well, that's technically post-game, so.
There you go.
First pitch is a ball.
Ward struck out 27 times. That's 6th highest on the team, but obviously we talked about one of their best hitters as well at .338 average.
There's a strike. 1/3 of the way there.
Trust the process.
I can taste that secret sauce already.
Oh, good pitch for strike 2. There it is. We haven't heard that in a few games.
Yeah, here it comes, right here.
Big Mac. Big Mac.
Here's the 1-2 ground ball, and that will at least be an out. Maglione throws to first, but Dan Ward spoils the hopes of a free Big Mac.
You don't get any Big Macs, any sandwiches for ground outs out
Right,
there.
yeah.
That's
No.
not even worth a fillet of fish.
No, it's not worth the McRib. Nothing. Not even a quarter pounder.
Not even anything like a chicken sandwich on the dollar menu.
Yeah, you can't even get fries for it. 0-2 or 0 for 2 is Norman. He's at the plate, and he takes outside. Look at him, Preka. Well, for him, is a gigantic slump, considering how well he's hit the ball this summer.
Yeah, 0 for his last 6 right now with 3 strikeouts in there.
Must feel like an eternity, yeah.
And we talk about that too. His strikeouts. He's only got he struck out 43 times, a little more than Ward, but he's just been racking them up lately.
He was thinking fastball on a 2-0 pitch and just swung right through it.
Gotta let that one go. When you're in a slide like he is, you need to see maybe a couple more pitches.
No chopper foul off of Norman's foot.
Saw Parks attack him inside on that one. You see how far ahead of that, though?
Yeah.
He was. Norman nearly whiffs completely on that one.
It was very similar to the pitch before.
It was. That says a lot, though, when the hitter doesn't make the adjustment on like similar pitches in the same spot, but for the most part.
It's 2-2 here. And there's a ground ball base hit out in the right field. So Austin Norman ends his streak at 6.
Yeah, 0 for his previous 6.
Yeah, he probably feels like, it's been forever since he's been able to reach first base there.
Kind of like what we said with Golikowski. Sometimes it just takes one to get off the snide.
That's right, yeah, especially with a guy like that, that's been producing all season.
Mm-hmm.
He was a pest last summer, too. He played for the minors and was right there near the top of the league in hits. Parks will throw over. It's the first base runner that's reached since the 4th inning. Ground ball, Maglione to Kirkpatrick on the first. Double play, 4-6-3 to end the inning. There's the double play we've been looking for.
Yeah, we've been looking for that all day. Nice turn by Maglione there to quick release, get that to second base.
Yeah, we'll go to the bottom half of the 6th inning with Butler up 4-1.
It's time for each and every one of us to face a very troubling fact. There exists a significant heroin and opioid epidemic in not only Butler County, but elsewhere across the country. I'm Rich Goldinger, the District Attorney of Butler County. This is my backyard and yours too. Together, we can work to eradicate the high-level drug dealers that supply these drugs to those using them. Heroin and opioid abuse does not discriminate. Users come from all economic backgrounds, are male and female, and may be teenagers or middle-aged adults. With your help and in conjunction with the Butler County Drug Task Force and the Pennsylvania Office of Attorney General, we can target those dealers who bring this poison into our county. Please report any suspicious activity to your local law enforcement agency, the Pennsylvania State Police, or to my office. This is our ballpark. This is our county. This is our backyard. Let's all say, not in my backyard. Please enjoy tonight's Blue Sox game.
New pitcher for the West Virginia Miners, number 15, Dexwin Thompson.
New pitcher for the West Virginia Miners here to begin the 6th as Dexwin Thompson.
That's definitely a new one. I kind of like it.
First person I've ever come across named Dexwin.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite an interesting one. It'd be an interesting word if you could use that one in Scrabble.
It would be. That'd be like
Yeah.
especially to get like the triple word score.
Yeah, oh, that'd be well, I guess more like words with friends nowadays.
Yeah,
Shows my age, I guess.
Dexwin Thompson,
Oh,
first pitch is hit well by Maglione, but it will hold up for Johnson to make the catch in right field for the first out.
Thompson entered with a 1-0 record, 5.58 ERA, only allowed 1 extra base hit, so that's something to watch them. Only over 9 2/3 innings, small sample size, but allowed 10 hits over that, struck out 9 batters, only walked 6.
He goes to
that's impressive.
Lemoyne Owen College, a senior from Atlanta.
It's just everything about him seems interesting.
Yeah, especially the college. Oh, he pitched here last. I heard a ball hit the center field, and Norman's not going to be able to get to it. He took a horrible route. It goes over his head. Kirkpatrick was hit by Dan Ward, trying to make it to second, but he's going to get to third anyway. Dan Ward and they were running along and they ran into each other, but it didn't matter. A stand-up triple for Kirkpatrick because of a horrendous route out there in center field by Austin Norman. But I think that doesn't take away from how well that ball was hit.
Yeah, that had some airtime on it, though, too, but he smacked it off the bat, and I think that's why part of how bad Norman's route was, because he didn't read the ball correctly, and it was coming too fast to adjust to it that fast.
Yeah, it's tough out there. You're definitely out on an island out there on a line drive with so much room behind you there in center field.
1-out triple brings in Mercanja. Had a 2 RBI double his last time up.
First triple of the season for Kirkpatrick.
Oh, home run and elevator shaft here. Almost hit a bird on the way up. And making the catch on the infield is Calloway for the second out.
Now batting number 10, the left fielder, Tanner Murphy.
Tanner Murphy will get an opportunity here.
Did you say home run and an elevator shaft?
Yeah.
I like that.
Dimensions are a little smaller there.
Yeah, I like that.
Any pop up there is going to get out.
Yeah, I like that.
Murphy takes a curveball from Thompson. Last time he pitched here last weekend, I looked up Lemoyne in college. Their nickname is the Magicians.
I remember you telling
Oh, wow.
me that.
Okay, that's fun. That's another interesting
That's a good
aspect about him.
Boy, big spot, though, for Murphy. He's hitting team best 571 with runners on and 2 outs.
1-1 well low.
Tell you what would have been interesting back to that Kirkpatrick triple. Was if he's thrown out at third there, probably would have been quite an argument from the Blue Sox dugout with that.
I think you're right.
I don't think they called interference.
Well, that ball smoked in the deep right center. And, making the catch on the run. Out there is Johnson. Oh, man, he takes a run away with that. Makes an excellent play out there to end the inning. A resplendent play.
Yeah,
Makes up for Norman's mistake.
Yes, it does.
And now
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left at third. We'll go to the 7th. It's Zorb ball time, and the Blue Sox are leading 4-1.
We're down here with
in the top of the 7th inning for the West Virginia Miners, number 8, Ivan Acuna.
Ivan Acuna leads off for the Miners here in the 7th. Pavin Park's back up on the hill. Got a double play to end the last inning. Keeps that pitch count down. He was
86 right now.
Yeah, he was, 70 2 innings ago?
It was. And he's gotten back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings.
Yeah, he starts with a nice curveball here.
Now there's a pitch count in this league, correct?
First base coach a little late getting out there. Ground ball, nice diving stop by Kirkpatrick. Throw to first in time as the first base coach faces.
Now batting number 2.
Yeah,
It's just right up the line.
just cruising behind the catcher, behind Webb there, just having a nice stroll in the park here on a Sunday afternoon in Butler.
I've never seen that before. What a play by Kirkpatrick out there at second. That was he's just middle of the play. He's just standing right behind the catcher.
That's goofy.
What a night. You always see something new in the Prospect League each and every night.
That's right.
You got to be here to believe it.
We talked about that, how that pitch count's held up now. 21 pitches over the last 3 innings for Parks, including this one.
Oh. Well, that one goes to the back, so it only counts as one pitch, though. Johnson is 0 for 1. He did walk his first time up.
It's a good thing no other first base coaches were walking around behind there.
The chopper to third. Gulikowski fields it on a low hop, throws to first, and there's 2 away. Parks has really settled in here.
That's a nice play by Gulikowski there, too, because that's an in-between hop there, played on the short hop, and makes an above-average play look relatively easy.
Yeah, he's retired 9 of the last 10 now. It's just on a heck of a roll. You're just getting into that groove, and this is what you love to see, guys getting better as they get deeper into the ball game.
Cole Fowler 0 for 2. Checks his swing, but can't hold up.
Now, before the first base coach interrupted my question, there's a pitch count in this league, right?
It's a guideline.
Pitch limit. Okay. Okay.
Kind of varies with each guy, though.
It's
okay.
In a lot of ways.
It's a guideline. It's supposed to be around 90, but
but it's
most,
not a
most
strict.
guys will go over 100 because, well, here's the 0-2. It's inside. The reason being, a lot of college coaches will ask their, like Nick Bucci's, for example, he wanted his guy stretched out because he wants him to get used to throwing 110, 115 pitches because he's going to be a starter there next year. And they want him to be that guy. There's a called strike 3 to end this inning. And how about another 1-2-3 for Pavin Park? Stretch time here in Butler. The Blue Sox are on top, 4-1.
Everyone's favorite part of the week is Thursday because that means it's Thirsty Thursday. Come out to Kelly Automotive Park each Thursday to support your favorite hometown team, the Butler BlueSox, and enjoy our special concession prices, including $1 draft beers and 50-cent pops. Tickets start at just $7 and can be purchased online at butlerbluesox.net and or by phone at 724-256-9994. Let's go Blue Sox.
Brady Gulikowski leads off the bottom half of the 7th inning. Butler leading 4-1. Jaron still joined by Spencer Kale and Joel Norman this afternoon. It's been a fun one so far, as most of them have been here this summer. It's been a wonderful season for the Butler Blue Sox. Swing through here on a curveball from Dexwin Thompson to begin it.
Kelly Automotive Park's turning into quite a difficult place to play for opponents here.
Blue Sox 18-9 at home this season.
Yeah, and it's
incredible.
It's much better than that recently. it seems.
Absolutely. Since July 4th, 13-1 here.
Wow.
It's phenomenal.
Ball popped out of the stadium.
I believe that one loss was like a 2-0 loss or something.
That's
you know,
correct.
It was
last week
one hit or
that shutout by Austin Cherry in the second game of that
Yeah.
doubleheader.
Yeah, that
So
was it, yeah.
he'll take that.
And you think about it, looking forward here, I mean, we only have 5 games left after this. Gulikowski strikes out to begin the 7th. You just read off 13-1 in their last 14 here.
Correct.
Then? So that makes winning the division, I think, even more important.
Oh, absolutely.
Because of how hard it is for teams to beat this team here, and also the to get it for the whole league too. So you don't have to travel out there and play in the west part of the division twice, if we get that far. Of course, we're looking way ahead, but you got to at this time of the year. We only got 5 games left after today.
I think it'll be interesting because that's Lafayette, right? I believe is the team that's.
They're currently first, and Terre Haute is second.
And then that Lafayette, I think we play them
next Friday.
That's a hard
There's
hit ball.
a ball into the gap. Racing after it is Norman. He dives and he takes one away out there in left center. He makes up for what he did last inning. And wow.
What a great grab.
What a catch.
That probably would have been another 3-bagger right there at least.
He read that ball much better. I mean, wow, the full extension there, too. Nice running grab. A lot of times I say that for guys is when a ball is farther and they have to run for it, it's a little bit easier to read those than one that you're not sure if it's too high or too low and how far back you have to go. It's like you want to be doing a full-out sprint.
We've had a few. The majority of the outs here have been hard hit balls.
Another rope to center. That's sinking. Coming in, though, is Norman. He'll make the catch at his knee for the final out. They're hitting Thompson hard, but unfortunately they can't buy a hit here this inning. But they do still enjoy a 4-1 lead here as we go to the 8th.
West Virginia, number 12, shortstop Cody Calloway.
Haven Park's back out there to begin the 8th, looking to keep it going here. He has had a good run of it since the 4th inning, allowing just 2 base runners over the last 4. And now in the top of the 8th, he'll face Cody Calloway, who is 0 for 2. First pitch is low.
By the way, the West Virginia first base coach deserves some credit for making it out on time this go round.
Yeah.
I'm a slow clap.
yeah, very slow.
I'm a slow clap.
That's hilarious. I just looked down. I'm like, there was just I thought there was just like a random person on the field at first.
Well, credit to Parks too, to not just stop or anything like that.
It didn't phase him at all.
Right, yeah.
Right. We kept going.
Right. I mean, it certainly phased us. Good thing we weren't pitching.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, 6K for Haven Parks.
101st pitch of the ball game right there, too. But, boy, just really rolling along. We talked about it. Didn't have a 1-2-3 inning until the 5th. The last 3 have all been 1-2-3 frames. And, boy, it'd be nice to have another one right here.
Absolutely.
But I can't believe how quickly this game has gone, though.
Right.
We're under 2 hours right now, and we're in the 8th.
Yeah, it seemed like early on, with all the hit and runs and everything going on, it might be a little bit longer, but we're cruising right now.
There's a strike for Ray Gonzalez, or Eddie Gonzalez, I beg your pardon.
The other one.
Yeah, 2 Gonzaleses today. 0-1. Ooh, might have come out of that one a little bit.
Like to see Parks, finish up this inning here because he's probably getting toward the end of his day with the high pitch count. He's pitched very well. Just don't want it to get away from me here.
Can't tell if anybody's warming in the bullpen. Too many obstacles.
I don't hear anything.
No.
Sounds quiet, so yeah. A little bit less of a crowd, so you can sort of tell when there is someone out there a lot of times.
Although they might be able to get an extra inning out of Pavin just because he doesn't really pitch all that much. He's at least for me, I typically think of him as a position player.
Certainly.
So you're not necessarily. This might be the last time he pitches all year.
That's hard to say. I mean, maybe a relief option too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
the extra maybe inning, or the rest of this inning and one more might not be the end of the world for him.
Here's the 2-2. It's high, full count now. I think you'll see him pitch in the playoffs. I really do.
As a starter?
I don't know.
I think he'll pitch too. I just don't know if he'll be a starter.
I don't know yet. It's tough to say. We've got so many options at this point. And then pitch to the backstop, ball 4, and it's a
Just
1-out walk.
point being, I mean, it's not necessarily like you got to get him out now or something like that because you figure if there's nobody in the pen warming up.
Justin Mitchell.
Oh, now you know what? Now I see somebody down
There
there
you
getting
go.
loose. So there we go, right on cue.
Yeah. So I think you got to look at it. You got Connor Coward, you got Josh Lapiana, you got Alex Stobert, you got Nick Bucci, you got Pavin Parks. That's 5 guys that you can throw in the playoffs.
That's
the way
great to
I
have.
look at it is you used to have 4 locked in as definite stars, and then 5th is kind of that spot star, or if something goes wrong with one of the others, you have him as your emergency. We see a lot of MLB teams do that. We see college teams do it, where they have the 5-man rotation or whatever, and then when the playoffs come, they make it smaller so that if something's not wrong, you can just comfortably toss that extra guy in there.
And what will be interesting is, since they're only 3-game series, you can have somebody like a Pavin Parks come in relief. If you need it in the in a game 3 or something like that.
Yeah, the way it's set up though, if they do go 3 games and then have to face the next series, that game 1 starter will not be ready for the next series.
Okay.
Swing through here by Mitchell, 1 and 2 on him.
The way I see it is your best starter has to start game 2. Whether you win or lose the first game, that is automatically a must-win game.
You wouldn't, but you wouldn't start game 1.
I would start in game 2.
I'm pretty sure Coward will be going game 1.
So I would put Lapiana, who I think's been the best starter. I'd put him game 2.
Yeah.
Then you could put Stober maybe even in game 3 or
Stobert's been rolling. Bucci's been pretty
or
solid
Bucci,
too.
yeah. You know what? You could do either game 1 and 2 for the next one.
Or 3 if they get there.
Or 3,
It's hard to say.
This is a good problem to have because the last time we made the playoffs, we only had.
Ladies and gentlemen, last call for alcohol. Last call for alcohol.
We had 3 starters and 3 relievers.
Wow. Yeah, we're certainly in a lot better position here.
Mitchell strikes out, and now that's 7 Ks for Pavin Parks and 2 in the inning.
It's what you were saying, Joel, with the pitchers with game 2.
I think that best has to be
game
2.
But you know what? That's interesting because in the Prospect League, the home team plays on the road in game 1.
Correct.
So if you think about it, game 2 and 3 would be that first game is what I would consider to be a bonus game because you don't need to win on the road.
You don't, but you would like to put this behind the
you,
eight ball.
you can only afford, one loss.
Right, but what I'm saying is it'd be different. Traditionally you'd think 3-game series, okay, home team's going to have game 1 and 3. So you want to get that win, where if you start off 0-1, it's not the complete end of the world because you're coming home for 2 games.
I don't know where that missed, but it's a ball, 2-0.
I don't know.
It's something different because I saw that today, and it was something that I wasn't expecting to see with the way the format works.
It's just set up that way because you don't want to be driving back and forth 3 days.
Right, and it makes sense. It makes sense.
And you want both teams to get a gate.
Right.
A guaranteed gate.
Right.
Strike call here, and Dan Ward.
Oh, nice play by Pavin. Anybody see that?
Yeah.
Reached down below, lifted up the leg. Beautiful play.
Nice.
Yeah, ball easily could have went to center field.
Yeah, he's a man of all trades here.
Chopper to shortstop. Kirkpatrick got it. Flipped the Maglione for 1, and that will be all they need to end the inning. 6-4 put out of Gonzales. And a fielder's choice for Ward. We've played 7.5 here with the Blue Sox ahead 4-1. Christian Webb leads off here with a foul tip. In the bottom of the 8th, Butler leading 4-1. Let's see if we can get a score out in Champion City. Our game is rolling along here.
Yeah, we're cruising. We'll be home in time for some dinner before some Sunday night baseball.
Yeah.
That's right.
What a time to be alive.
Who's on tonight for Sunday Night Baseball?
I believe it's the Giants and the Dodgers.
Got the rivalry.
One good team, one bad team. There's a ground ball pass. Acuna at second in the center field, a base hit.
Leadoff single by number 24, Christian Webb.
We talked about how the bat hasn't always quite been there for Christian Webb, but that 258 batting average as a leadoff hitter, only going to go up now. Pretty impressive hit right there.
It's about time we get a hit there, too, because as we said before, we've been hitting some balls hard off of this.
And it's so rare you see Ferguson coming up, with a chance to hit a home run with guys on.
Yeah.
That was something we talked about before. He has got 11 solo shots of his 15 on the season, so.
He's hit some majestic dingers because, when he gets a hold of one, they go. Home run in an elevator shaft and a home run in a baseball park.
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah.
8 home runs this season here at Kelly Automotive Park.
Curveball misses away. 2-0. So this is the count where you're going to be looking fastball here. But I wouldn't be surprised if the way things are going with how they're pitching, he does go to the fastball and it misses.
See, and even with this, West Virginia hasn't really been able to get a whole lot going since the early innings, but at the same time here, they're still hanging around, so you'd like to get, a couple more runs here.
Foul ball. Full count now. Oh, things have tightened up in Champion City. It's 7-6 now in the top of the 6th. Bouncer, ball 4, and Ferguson draws a walk, and now 2 men on and nobody out.
Now batting number 21, second baseman David Maglione.
Terre Haute leads Danville 1-0 in the top of the 2nd out in Danville.
Talked about it before with Danville. That's a team who can really hit, and it's nice for that division. They like seeing them beating up on the higher-seeded Terre Haute, who's at number 2 right now.
Yeah, never even thought about that. It's a good point.
Lafayette plays Quincy later this afternoon. Kokomo and Springfield are just getting underway with their doubleheader. Maglione fouls one way out of the stadium.
Talking about those doubleheaders, we've been fortunate. Blue Sox have only had, 2 they've played in this season, if I remember correctly?
Played Chillicothe in one.
Chillicothe in the minors.
We played Champion City.
At Champion City, yeah. Only 2 here, though.
Yeah, but the one wasn't really
only 2.
It was a
making up of a suspended
right.
game on the day of another game. Yeah.
Chopper foul now 0-2 on Mags.
Felt like a doubleheader.
Yeah. Plus the continuation game went 4 or 5 innings.
4 or 5. Yeah. I think it ended in the 13th. Was it, or no? Was it maybe a little later?
Something like that. But yeah, it certainly wasn't 1 or 2 pitches or anything like
exactly.
that. Yeah.
Which could have actually been the case, since that started in the bottom of the 10th.
Oh, hard hit grounder, base hit into left field. Webb will come around. Here's the throw. It is not in time. Webb slides it head first. It makes it now 5-1 RBI single by Maglione. I didn't think Webb was going to go right away, but boy, he shows some wheels there and gets home.
I don't think he thought he was going either. It seemed like when he rounded third base, he almost kind of had a hitch in his step there, but nice to get another run there, like we were saying, to open up the gap a little bit. And you wonder with what I've been talking about with the third baseman, he's over ever so slightly to his left, so that ball wasn't hit. I mean, it wasn't the hole, but you never know. If he's over ever so slightly to the right, maybe the run doesn't score.
Yeah, big gap over there now for Kirkpatrick, too.
Yeah, Kirkpatrick tripled last time up. He's had a good day. Hit by a pitch, scored a run, tripled. And with 2 men on here, nobody out, looking to keep it going. Butler adding a run here to their lead. It expands now to 4. 5-1 the score. 7 hits for the Blue Sox, 4 for the Miners. 2 costly errors for West Virginia and none for the Blue Sox.
Going back to that ball, though, that Webb scored on the one Maglione hit, Gonzalez out and left, took forever getting that in, and when he did, it was a terrible throw. You've got, we'll take it. We'll take the insurance.
Right,
that was a terrible throw on his part. He should have had Webb. Webb was not. He's not a fast.
Yeah, and
runner.
he, as I said, when he when he rounded third base, he almost hesitated.
He did.
You know,
could have had him.
Everything was going for West Virginia there.
There's a little flare in the left field. That will fall for a base hit. Ferguson will hold up.
Oh, he
at
was
third.
going.
He
Big
thought
man was
about
going.
it. Yeah, the train was on the tracks
Yeah.
there, but it stopped. And their bases are loaded here with nobody out.
Boy, we've seen Ferguson try and be aggressive before. Earlier this season, got thrown out at third. He cleared the bases with a double, wanted a triple, but probably the right call to hold up there.
Definitely. Especially with nobody out. You don't want to be the first out there.
Yeah, that's not Calvin Scott or Ben Carew or Stephen Marcandre
Right.
there. That's Patrick
Right, yeah.
Ferguson.
He was on his horse, though. He wanted to.
Thinking about it too much.
See what he does here if we can get a sac fly.
We do have a pitcher warming for the West Virginia Miners. Thompson struggling here. He's allowed 4 base runners in a row, 3 of them via singles, 1 via a walk.
Concha hitting .667 with the bases loaded. Only 3 at-bats, but still.
Wow, yeah. Anytime you got a 6
8
in front of you-
RBIs there, too.
Anytime you got a 6 in front of your average, you're doing well.
Except for ERA, right?
That's right, yeah. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, 8 RBIs among those 2 hits. I know he had the sacrifice fly when they played the Miners like a couple weeks ago now for that first game of that doubleheader. That was one of them.
This ball's way up there. Here it comes. Look out. Look out. Here it comes. It's going to land in fair
wow. I was
territory,
not
foul
expecting
territory.
that.
I thought it was coming to us.
Yeah.
But it had a lot of spin to get it back, and Dan Ward makes the
All
catch.
the way from first
Yeah.
base.
Yeah.
Not like that was Fowler behind the plate. See, everyone's thinking the same thing we were thinking.
I can't believe that ball made its way back. And it was at us.
Yeah.
And we're 10 rows deep behind the reserve seating, and somehow it curled back into play.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Just a classic foul fly out to the first baseman behind the backstop, right?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was in the stands at one point. Yeah.
At a place that has about 7 feet of
Oh,
foul
yeah.
territory.
Yeah.
Somehow it stayed in, though. Oh, man.
Here comes Tim Eveling. This time he has his hat on, so maybe he's in a better mood. I don't know. Probably not, given the way the game's gone here today.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the
It's funny, though. He wears a different colored hat than his team.
I didn't notice that until yesterday. How weird is that, though?
Yeah, why would you do that? That's interesting.
I'm impressed because he never wears the same colored shirt as the jerseys the Miners are wearing that day. But today he is. Yesterday they had their camos on. He was wearing a bright yellow shirt.
Okay, well, it's a start for him, you know.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
So
Now,
maybe-
let's work on that hat.
Right, maybe he'll get there come postseason if they're fortunate enough to make it.
Oh, man.
We got senior stroll going on here today, too, after the game. Anybody I think it's 55 or older, want to go stroll around the bases, make it in by dark.
Hey, that's a unique experience. You know, that's definitely something that I've never heard of before. But you know, we don't have too many Sunday home games, so that's definitely something that our senior fans can take advantage of.
New pitcher, though, for the Miners. It's going to be Sean Dumpster Jr. So they don't want to mess around anymore here. Dumpster's got a 1.16 ERA, 1-1 record on the season. So another right-hander, though. All right-handers today. Actually, both sides, because Park's being a righty as well. But, yeah, this will be the 17th appearance of the season for Dumpster. 22 strikeouts, 8 walks, 23 walks over 31 innings pitched.
So that was a 1.15 ERA.
1.16.
1.16.
Pretty close, yeah.
This is probably the Miners thinking here that this, this is a pivotal moment in the game here because a base hit probably makes it at least 6-1.
At least, yeah, maybe probably
could
7.
even 7-1. So you want to shut things down here with only because we're bottom of the 8th.
Exactly.
So if we even one more run, but 2 certainly would be make it all but that much more difficult for them to come back, especially with only 4 hits today.
And I don't know if the Miners are expecting it. Parks is at 107 pitches, but I still got a feeling he may start the 9th.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I
wonder if he might. We've seen Josh Forbes stretch guys out, though. I wouldn't be surprised to see him start the 9th, especially with this kind of a cushion.
We have, but Spack is ready, so I would imagine he's probably going to get a chance.
It'd be really interesting if this was like the National League baseball game with the pitcher hitting and stuff like that. But
that goes into the strategy.
Yeah, that'd be very
sure.
interesting to see what would happen there.
Makes the job a lot easier for Cody Harold and Josh Forbes, though, when you don't have to
Definitely.
pinch hit for a pitcher.
Right. Absolutely.
First pitch from Dumpster is a called strike to Tanner Murphy. We got Ferguson at third, Maglione at second, Kirkpatrick at first.
Murphy on the season with the bases loaded, and even 500, 2 hits and 4 at-bats, 6 RBIs.
He's down 0-2 here. Here's a pitch. It's high. Dumpster goes to Hope International University. Have you heard of that one?
No,
Phil?
I haven't. But I was actually just going to comment. Whenever he delivers the pitch here, it's almost like it's, in a sense, slow motion. He kind of rocks back, waits, and just takes a quick little jab step and pushes the ball out there.
Oh, ball smoked to deep left center. It's off the wall. Nearly a grand slam. As going around second and into third with the bases. Clearing triple is Tanner Murphy. And it's now 8-1 as Maglione, Patrick, and Kirkpatrick will come home to score.
Yeah, that's a big bases clearing triple right there. That's what we were saying before, but before that at bat, that might be the dagger right there. You'd like to think that it would be a 7-run lead at least going into the ninth, but not quite the way the Miners wanted that to go, but we'll take it.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I think you were right there. That's the difference now in a situation with 1 out, bases loaded. You think maybe you get a ground ball, keep the game tight where it is, but now that almost definitely puts a lid on this one.
8-1, and now Gulikowski at the plate. He'll take high. So all those runs are charged to Dexwin Thompson. He'll exit the ball game. 2 1/3 innings, 4 runs, all being earned. Ground ball, stabbed by Acuna, throw to first in time, but at the same time, Murphy comes home to score. RBI ground out. Good piece of hitting by Gulikowski. That makes it now 9-1.
That's kind of the stretch that Gulikowski's been in there right there. I mean, he hit that ball pretty well, but the second baseman came over. That was Acuna. Came over, made a nice play. It's kind of one of those things where when things aren't going for you, that's how it goes. But hey, he got an RBI out of it, so he's probably not too upset.
I didn't get a chance to say that. It was the 4th triple of the season by Murphy, not even tops on the team. The man on the mound today, 5 for Paven Parks. That's the team high. 5th best in the Prospect League.
1-1 count to Calvin Scott. Here's the pitch. It's outside. That was so close. I mean, it hit the Jones Turkey sign out there, I believe.
Yeah.
And that would have been, another 5 feet home run.
Yeah.
Grand slam.
You know what, though, at a park like this, too, Blue Sox have had 20 triples this season. 14 of them are here. It's because of just stuff like that. A ball that at any other park's going to get out of here lands right at the base of the wall.
Power alleys here produce triples for sure. Pitch misses. 3-2 now.
And it's just funny. You look at it, 14 triples now at home to 17 home runs. It's insane how close together those two are.
Yeah, I mean, you figure for the most part, probably at least half of those triples, another 10 feet or, a.k.a. any other ballpark.
Yeah.
Those are all home runs.
And you got the Prospect League's leading home run hitter playing the
Right.
bulk of his games here, and
Yeah.
they still nearly have as many triples as home runs.
That's a great point, yeah.
That's incredible.
And Patrick's hit a lot of his home runs here.
8 of the
Yeah.
15, yeah.
50% almost.
A little over.
We definitely have a lot of offense all up and down the lineup.
Scott takes a walk. And now the 9th man in the inning to bat will come up. That's Ray Gonzalez.
We didn't get a chance to say it earlier, though, but tip of the cap to Calvin Scott. Got the right number jersey on today. Yesterday in the Blues, he must have forgot his and had to get different. He was wearing 15. So back to number 8 today. I forgot all about that, but
Hey.
He's played ball today, seems to be a little more comfortable in it, I suppose.
he's got the helmet on straight today,
News out in Champion City. Chillicothe has taken an 8-7 lead
Wow.
out there in the 6th inning.
Wow.
So with things going south for the Miners here, they could really be in a must-win situation when they go out there.
Yeah.
They'll be 2 down in those 5 games. They
If
would
the
have to finish that stretch 3-2. That puts things a lot easier for the Champion City Kings coming down the stretch.
And like we talked about, too, is that they've got all these double headers coming up, too, and it's going to be hard to sweep both of them, So there's going to be losses to be had, but, wow, tough stretch here coming up for the Miners if Champion City keeps playing like this.
And plus, from the Blue Sox perspective, we'll take some help if we can from getting a Champion City loss potentially because, as we were saying before, with the
Right.
home field advantage and stuff like that, and an East Division title. That's what we're going for here.
Pitch misses away. And also, with you mentioned they played 2 less games, the winning percentage, if they could, if Chillicothe can steal a game from them today, that helps
Right.
immensely.
Yeah, that I think it would put the magic number for the division right around 1 as well.
I think it's 1 with a win today.
Yeah,
is it
so
not?
I mean, it definitely good things are happening here.
Gonzalez draws a walk,
Now batting
and the
number
Blue Sox
34,
bat around here.
Christian
Christian Webb started this inning what seems like about a half hour ago with a single. Will come up to bat here again. Blue Sox with 5 runs in the inning. And Christian Webb ready to go. Dumpster struggling here. He said he'd come in with the 1.6
1.6 ERA.
Yeah, so he's
So he hasn't given up. Well, he allowed Murphy, and that's the only one that on his record that counts. But still, nonetheless, you're
they
right.
were definitely counting on this guy to be the stopper, limited damage, and he has not done that. Swing and a miss here. Webb down 0-2.
That is one stat that I always found to be very interesting in baseball. I'm not quite a huge fan of it. Is the whole ERA with inherited runners, because
Yeah, ERA is a very it's a handy stat, but it's not always the most reliable.
Hey, there's a base hit, and Gonzalez will pick it up. Holding at third is Calvin Scott. But hey, it's 2 hits in 1 inning for Christian Webb.
Now batting number
Hey, he'll
54,
take it,
the
right?
First baseman Patrick Ferguson.
Now Ferg gets another opportunity here.
yep,
After all this, he gets another opportunity
bases
to hit.
loaded too.
He does have 1 grand slam this season, so something to watch for right there. But yeah, wow, the way the Blue Sox have been just hitting all over the field too. It's not like it's just all they're pulling everything, and just stuff like Webb going to the opposite field there. Fun to watch.
Well, that would be a cherry on top to this inning
Absolutely.
for sure here.
Kind of like the white hats on top of the blue uniforms.
That's right. Here's the pitch. Ferguson takes a bender. Good pitch.
Ferguson 2 for 8 with the bases loaded this season. We did mention that 1 home run. Did have another knock. It was that I think it was an RBI double that brought in 2 runs.
Oh, wanted it, but he swings through another curveball. He's been up to the plate. What? This is his 5th time. I think he's seen 3 fastballs.
Yeah, swung and missed one of them for the strikeout in the 4th, and
This is popped up way up there in left field. Hagan looking at it, and he'll let it go. Everybody falls in third territory, and Scott's in. Gonzalez is in. Webb's at third. A single for Patrick Ferguson. It's 11-1.
It's that type of day for the Blue Sox, I guess. We had everything going with the hit and runs earlier in the game, but since then, it's been all Blue Sox here. Wow.
it's just sometimes the way it falls.
Yeah, I guess so. And yeah, and as we were saying, there's the first 2 runs that would be charged to this pitcher, right?
No,
3 now. He hit Murphy as
okay,
well.
Okay.
Murphy was the first batter he faced this inning. But, you know, more than just this, let's talk about this for a second. Blue Sox are 2 for 2 at the plate with 2 singles and 2 walks, all with 2 outs in this inning.
Wow.
Brought in 2 more runs as a result.
Yeah, because whenever he came in, I was saying it's 3-1 shut down. It's certainly been south of shutdown.
Yeah. Big frame. 12th batter of the inning, Maglione.
It's amazing. He had an RBI single last time up. Here's the pitch. It's outside, and Dumpster misses again. Now the Miners do have another guy warming up. They probably don't want to have Dumpster throw a bunch of pitches here, burn him up. There's an off day tomorrow, but they know they're going to need him down the stretch, especially with that ball hit the right field. I think this will end the inning. Is underneath it is Johnson. He makes the catch, but what an inning it was for the Butler Blue Sox. Almost had to take my shoes off to count this. 7 runs in for Butler and a multitude of hits. An unbelievable inning for the Blue Sox. And now they lead 11-1 as we go to the top of the 9th. Bryce Spack will come out and pitch the ninth. He'll have a 10-run lead to enjoy. Blue Sox ahead 11-1. And how about that? 11 runs on 11 hits. That's being effective.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
efficient.
Got a little help, a couple errors by the Miners defensively, but yeah, a lot of great hitting, especially the 2 outs last innings. We saw it brought in 2 runs on that.
Spack misses low to Norman. Final line on Pavement Parks, 8 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, and he's in line to pick up a W here. Ooh, fastball inside to Norman.
Spack on the season 2-3 in 11 outings. He's made 4 starts. 5.34 ERA over 30 1/3 innings pitched. 38 strikeouts, 18 walks, allowed 27 hits.
Here's the 2-0. Fastball, strike called. We talked a lot about the lineup coming together, but I think on the other half of that, the pitching staff has really solidified itself. Once Connor Coward got here, once Josh Lapiana got here, once Alex Stober got here, Nick Bucci's been here all along. But then you have Jack Herzing goes out and throws 7 innings for you last week in Champion City. You had James Meeker yesterday, got through 6 innings out there, scoreless ball. And then Bryce Spack, said he's starter of the year. He's been much more effective as a relief pitcher. 3-1 fouled off. And Wyatt Doherty coming in, closing games down. Meeker's been able to close games down. Sotalski. It's just been...
Everyone's found their
Yeah,
role.
right.
That's the biggest thing is, I think in late June, it was kind of like, what are some of these guys' roles? And you started figuring it out once we got to July. And look what's happened since.
This ball's hit the left field. Murphy drifting over a little bit towards the line, makes the catch, 1 away here in the top of the 9th.
And back with the pitching staff, it's getting to the point where, almost every guy you put out there, you feel they can get the job done, whether it's a starter going at least, 6-7 innings, giving your guys a chance to win. It's kind of the same thing with what we were saying with the offensively, with putting guys in the lineup. And everywhere you look, it's just there's a quality guy there that can get the job done, which makes him tough to beat, which would make sense with the record.
Hagan grounded into a double play his last time up, which was back in the 6th inning.
Which is a long time ago in terms of the number of minutes and hours here with that long last inning.
Good fastball, evens the count of 1 apiece.
I like that he goes with the no batting gloves.
Yeah,
I like it. It's the old-fashioned look.
You see a lot of catchers do that. You ever notice that? It seems like a lot of them enjoy doing that. Francisco Cervelli of the Pittsburgh Pirates does that plenty. Sometimes he wears gloves, though.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Yeah.
He's so weird about it. It seems like it changes up every at-bat.
Right, and then with changing gloves, McCutcheon, he has his red running gloves.
I like those a lot.
But then sometimes he doesn't have them, too. So I guess whatever works for you, right?
I like those gloves, though. Those red ones, those look cool.
The one thing about wearing no gloves here is whenever you're playing in a major league park, you have dirt to put on your hands.
Right.
These guys have nothing.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
They just
got
gotta put
tire
like
shred.
Pine, shredded
like-
tires and pine tar, I guess.
Right, yeah, that's just a mess.
1-2 bounces away from Webb.
Although I guess if you in the on deck circle, I guess you could get some dirt there on the warning track a little bit. But once you're in the box after a swing or two, it's
Could you imagine a guy doing that?
Yeah, it's like kitty litter.
right. Yeah, you step out after ball 1, go get some more kitty litter.
It's not like it's getting tossed out there every day. New dirt, like a lot of major league parks.
Right, that's a good point.
Hit the third. Ferguson at third makes the play, throws across to Golikowski. They switch spots on us here. How about that? It's going so well, they put Ferguson at third base.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Everybody seems to be able to play anywhere and get the job done.
I bet you Ferguson asked for that.
I looked out there. I'm like, wait a second.
It took me a moment to notice that.
Hey, nice play by Ferguson.
Play in the hot corner.
Yeah. Makes a nice strike throw over to first base, Golikowski.
Well, the Miners are down to their final out, and we got a pinch hitter here for Ivan Acuna. I'm not sure who it is. We have to wait. Number 5. We'll look that up. 5, that is Christopher Jordan. Pinch hitting for Acuna.
Don't they say you can never trust a guy with 2 first names?
I've heard that.
So you got to
before.
look out here. It's nice that we have a solid lead here because you never know.
What do they say about a guy who has a superfood for a last name? Can you trust him?
Yeah, they seem pretty trustworthy from me, especially the green leafy vegetables.
White called a strike, and the Miners are down to their final strike here tonight. It's back, looks in. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blue Sox sweep a 4-game homestand. They sweep the Miners here, and they're winners again by a final score of 11-1. Well, I got to go down and find somebody to interview. It's going to be hard because so many guys did a great job today. Joel and Spencer will take you through the scoring, entertain you until I get back up here.
All right, thanks, Jaron. Yeah, Blue Sox winners again today, 11-1. Boy, what? I said it to Jaron yesterday, Spencer. It feels like every day at the ballpark, you come here and we're expecting wins.
Yeah. Yeah, well, as you said, it's what, 18-1 now or something like that recently, whatever that number was at home. But yeah, and the thing is, they just, every night you're expecting a bunch of runs too. They typically don't have very many low-scoring games. And, you know, the other night it was, what, 5-0 or something, 6-1, and we came back for a 9-8 win, even though with the suspension and everything. But yeah, every time you come here, whenever we lost, it was so weird that, you know, you leave the ballpark and you came away without a win. It was so weird, but not tonight.
Yeah, Blue Sox have been phenomenal at home now. 19-9 at home. They've won 5 consecutive home games. Now 14-1 at home since July 4th. I think that's really the story. It's this month of July. They've just really heated up right here.
Yeah, and you know, you got to win your games at home. And also, you hear this a lot with the Pirates with what they're going through right now. You got to win a lot of your games that are in the division. And, you know, win like tonight, actually the last 2 nights against West Virginia. You know, these are the games you got to win if you want to make a playoff push. And, you know, with the win tonight, magic numbers down to 1. So Tuesday actually could be, we're going to get help either way.
Yeah.
Because Champion City plays West Virginia. So Tuesday could be the night for us that we lock up a playoff spot.
Yeah, that's a great point. Blue Sox are going to be taking on the Chillicothe Paints on Tuesday, August 1st. Should be an exciting one out there on the road, 7:05. We're not back on the road. We're not back on a broadcast until Friday, but we're looking down the field. Jaron's talking to Pavin Parks. Looks like Jaron just avoid getting that Gatorade shower.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they could get him once in a while, you know?
I don't say that too often. I really hope they dump it on him the last game or so.
Yeah, I bet they'll try to do
He gets
it.
out of the way so quickly.
Yeah, they should come up with one from behind and from the other side. They don't see him coming.
Yeah, absolutely. But what a day for Pavin Parks in the mound. 8 innings pitched, only allowed 1 run. It was earned on 4 hits, walked 3, and struck out 7. I mean, he just had it all going on.
Yeah.
Fastball, breaking ball. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, he had a lot going on for him, and you know, for the most part, there really wasn't much hard contact throughout the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he kind of got a little bit early on where there was a lot of hit and run, as we said multiple times. But you know, other than that, only 4 hits definitely shut him down as he needed to.
And you look at the only run that came in to score on him, it was a 1-out walk in the 3rd, a single by Mitchell. The pass ball allowed Gonzales to reach over to 3rd, and then it was only on an RBI ground out that allowed the run to come in. So it's not like they were spraying the ball over the place in that process.
Yeah. You know, looking back on it, the Miners didn't really have that many threats at all to even score. And, you know, as we put up the runs, their threat became less and less. So he really shut them down from the very beginning for the most part.
Yeah, and for the Blue Sox, their only scoring came in 2 innings, but boy, when they struck, they sure had a lot. Sent 8 men to the plate in the 4th inning and scored 4 runs then, and then sent 12 men to the plate in the 8th inning and scored 7 runs then. Jaron's back to rejoin us in just a second here, but yeah, a lot of runs to be had. They struck when the iron was really hot.
Yeah, they you know, poured it on whenever they had the opportunity, and you know, the score definitely shows that.
Well, this was fun again, right?
Yeah,
That's what
Sunday
we
from the
said.
seats, Kelly Automotive Park.
Yeah. Hey, we're on fire and fuego.
Yeah, en fuego, certainly. Yeah, definitely. Magic numbers down to 1, as we said. Could
Yes.
be big things happening here in Butler come next week.
Yeah, 1 more victory, and the Blue Sox have clinched themselves a playoff berth. We won't get to see it, though, because they're going to be in Chillicothe.
Hopefully we'll be East Division champs by the next time we're here.
Yes.
And the only thing we'll
Exciting.
be playing for is it'll be the first championship in franchise history.
Yes.
Yes.
Win the division.
Yeah, because of the new playoff format.
Correct.
And then And that's hopefully all we're playing for, as we said, is the #1 overall seed.
Looking at the score, by the way, real quick, I just want to say,
Yeah.
in the 7th, Chillicothe and Champion City are tied at 8. So
Oh,
Blue
my.
Sox right now have a 4.5 game lead at 34 and 21 over Champion City. But I mean, that's going to get pushed
Definitely
a
be
little
keeping
farther
tabs
soon.
on that. Yeah. It's definitely going to change this week with all doubleheaders.
Yes, it's. Well, we're going to Chillicothe for 3. We'll be back here Friday, whenever the Blue Sox host the Lafayette Aviators for the penultimate home game.
Yeah.
of the
Actually, you know
summer.
what? We hopefully we come back and we have just a couple games to watch and have nothing to play for. Could all be locked
I
up
think
by
they'd
then.
love that. I think
Yeah,
the players
that'd be
would love
great.
that.
Who knows what lineups we'll see out there? You know what I
Ferguson
mean?
starting at third, maybe.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Hey, who knows? We probably get a win out of it too, with the way the guys are playing. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, I'll tell you what, you guys both did a good job today. Thank you for joining
It's
me.
good to be here. Yeah.
We got, what, 2 more? Maybe we get playoff time. Who knows?
Hopefully.
Maybe we'll take this show on the road with us.
Oh wow!
That'd
Buckle
be-
up, Prospect
yes.
League.
I
So-
don't know what's coming their way.
Thanks, everybody out there listening. Final score one last time. The Butler Blue Sox are victorious 11-1, and it wasn't even that close. So thanks, Joel Dorman, Spencer Kale, Allison Schubert. I'm Jaron Steele. Talk to you on Friday when the Blue Sox host the Lafayette Aviators here at Kelly Automotive Park. That'll be a 7:05 game time. Have a great week, and hopefully we wrap this thing up by the time we come back.